Right back on that ass with another episode. When we talk about NFTs, there's only one podcast to tune into. This one right here. About to spit these rhymes like a masterclass. Connect your MetaMask. Half this PFP's a trash. DNS, do not smash. Crypto Poppy found a niche. Now he's getting cash. Rules ain't there yet. Please don't be rash. NFT got stepped on the scene. He made a splash like corporate cash. I just quit my job at DoorDash. Nice guys finished last. Stepped out of the ashes straight into the squanch land. Fungibly a new man. Alphabet, he's flyer than a fucking toucan. Ways to go from kangaroo land. Schiller, he a moon man. About to get goofy, go grab doofy, get a horse. My wife couldn't get my NFTs, straight up in divorce. Fuck it, take the keys to my motherfucking porch. Trash cash, let the mad bees run the course. Squanching past the knowledge like a motherfucking torch. From the outside looking in, I just got off the porch.
Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go, 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 go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go, 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 go.
Go AB, go AB, go. If you didn't, now you know. Like Suki Zape, I'm finna blow. TikTok's art is a trend to go. Plunging, no plunging, and capping, no capping. Been around the block and been running laps and been writing rhymes and been getting raps and keeping that ETH when dingling taps and snap in, snap out. I'm big on big clout. Don't scream, don't shout. Suck the cool cat, cool with those two. What's in common? I can't afford you. Zed had got a horse that is glue. Sneakerheads better stick to their shoes. Creatures trending, I'm not amused. Lost souls blow up, I'ma light the fuse. BG on sports, I bet I'm gonna listen. Cody and ZK, they men on a mission. The lawyer be lawyer, while Bakra be fishing. What is a floor and how many minted? Am I gonna ape and I already hinted. Don't have an ape and it ain't no mystery. But these bad boys are about to make history. Fresh ass suit at the Christie's. Christie's.
Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go, go, go.
Yo, Ben, what's up? Welcome back, everybody, to another week of limited edition. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good. We got a really long show tonight. Not long show. We got a lot of guests on the show tonight. For anybody that's new or anybody that's a regular on the show, I'd like to say two announcements. First announcement is I never really did too much of marketing and promoting of this, but we finally, Ben and I made affiliate level now. So now we are officially whatever you call it, Twitchers.
Twitch verified or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. We're finally there. So yeah, I'm not going to ask anybody to subscribe and give subs, but I did gift one sub. I don't know if anybody collected it. Second thing I want to announce is, now that I got kind of big into Sin City and everything, and Plunge Father's show ended, we're going to start doing like 2 nights. I'm going to do Wednesday nights, and Ben's going to come on to most of them, I'm guessing, and I'm going to bring on Iceman onto the Wednesday night shows because he's heavily involved in the whole Sin City as well. And Ben and I'm going to come on his Thursday show, so he's going to move into a Thursday slot. What time? 9 o'clock Thursdays?
8 p.m.
Ooh, that's early. All right, 8 p.m. is a Monday. So starting tomorrow, who's your guest tomorrow at 8?
So tomorrow we have Tong as the guest host, and then Crypto Poppy's going to come on, and he's talking about he's going to be talking about Pirates of the Meta, and then we also have Space Cadets on. So they're going to be it's Titan 6, and they'll be talking about their upcoming mints as well. So couple guests to keep it live.
Yeah, that sounds sweet. I will not be here tomorrow. Where I work at, one of my favorite judges I work with, he's retiring, and we're celebrating his retirement tomorrow. So I will not be here, but Ben will be here. You'll be in good hands.
Yeah, hold down the fort.
Yes, and I want to bring up one more thing, or 2 more things before we get rolling. First off, I want to bring this up just because we are being sponsored tonight by Giraffles, which, full disclosure, I'm part of the project. I'm one of the founders. I'm with some other people. It's a good group. we are all voxed, and no, not voxed. We're all doxed, not doxed.
You're all vaccinated?
Yeah, I had COVID last week. I've been saying vaxxed a lot. So tonight we are sponsored by Giraffles, which is basically giraffe picks with raffles. So we just put those two words together. And so Giraffles.
See what you did there.
Yeah, Nas is the artist. And
Yeah, some sweet art there. Yeah, it's kind of like doodleish, but like giraffes haven't really been done yet, so that's cool.
Yep. And we did a couple. We did one for Wade's. And
Nice.
we did one for Jeebus. I don't know.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Yes,
but they got a lot of followers, man.
Yeah, and he retweeted it last night, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
I like that Wade's one. I like that little Squanchland tattoo on the neck. That's sweet.
Yeah, I like how the three's like not on it too. So I'm not gonna get into all of this. There's two reasons why I wanted to bring this up. First off, they are sponsoring us, so I fixed Nightbot, and if you have to be on Twitch for Nightbot. So if you're not on Twitch, you're gonna want to be on Twitch. And I'm gonna do a keyword in the middle of the show, and it's automatically gonna pick 3 people that's gonna get a free mint of one of these. But the other reason I wanted to bring these up is we have a so these are like the Bored Apes did it, some Gutter Cats did it, where they have like honorary ones that are like part of the collection, but they're not. And so basically what I wanted to say is we did one of Dingaling, and hopefully tomorrow you talk about the whole Dingaling's new
looks
open sea killer. Yeah. I like this show's dedicated to Sin City, so I'm not gonna get into it anymore, but definitely bring it up tomorrow because that's like the top of the town.
Yeah, if Crypto Poppy has time, I want him to kind of go through the charts, because he's good at charting crypto, and then see what he thinks of that as well. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, though.
All right, so Iceman's back on, man.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much. I had to get through the introductory stuff. So you're back on. Tell us a little bit about, you put out some videos since last week. What are they about?
Yeah, I have basically I just put out a recent how-to video. Basically, people that are coming into Sin City, they kind of lost in the way. They don't know what to do. So the first thing I go through my video is just to turn off your DMs, watch out for the scams, because there's a lot of scams going on inside Sin City. Yeah. I mean, this is a monstrous project. And
it is.
Anytime you got a monstrous project like that, there's always going to be people looking to take advantage of, people. Unfortunately, it's just the name of the game. But yeah, I've just been I pumped out my most recent video just to show what exactly to do once you get into Sin City after you turn off your DMs, and then find the official links, go through everything, and just get caught up, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and you want to go to the most accurate sites, and you're going to find that on their Discord channel. So that's the recent video I just did.
All right, sounds good. So us 3 are going to be like the moderators tonight. We're not going to be really offering our own opinions. We're going to be non-biased. I'm not even going to, I won't even say what syndicate I'm in, although most people here do know. I mean, everybody on the guest list know because I invited them. But so we're just going to moderate and bounce different questions off people and just go with it. So we can get started. I'm going to bring everybody on, and I'll bring them on one at a time, and they can introduce themselves. I'm going to bring on the new people first. So I'll bring on 2 people from CN. How you guys doing?
Hey, guys.
You have to unmute.
Hey, what's going on?
I think we're messing around with the mute. You have to unmute yourself. All right. You guys want to do a quick intro since you guys were not on last week. So shoot. Tell us a little bit about who you are, why you got into Sin City, and if you want, and why you joined Costa Nostra.
Costa Nostra. Yeah.
It has the same name, like I don't even know how to say my syndicate name. Like I
have to be really Italian to say it.
Yeah, for sure.
Got a group of voice, and it'll help you out.
So go ahead, shoot, guys. Tell us a little bit about yourself, why you got into your syndicate, and why you got into Sin City.
Spacey, go ahead.
All right. So basically, I found Sin City through a private Telegram group that I actually run, and I was one of those people that was anti-NFT, metaverse, I was definitely defiant, and I was like, you know what? Let me do some research. Did my research. I liked what I saw in Sin City, and I came into Sin City. I kind of joined the chat, figured out what I liked, who I liked to talk to, and I joined Cosa Nostra, and I love the family over there.
All right, Tucker.
Yeah, so I got a weird one. My friend reached out to me. I live in Arizona. He moved out here, and I was like, "Oh, what are you doing out here?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm getting into NFTs." I'm like, "I don't even know what that means." And he's like, "Yeah, I made this project, whatever." Linked me the project. Long story short, he told me how much he was bringing in for making the project or whatever, and I was like, "Yep, I'm hopping on this train before I miss it." So then I was watching Elio, right? He mentioned Sin City briefly, and I'm just I hopped in the Discord right away. And then I believe someone in CN reached out to me and then joined from there. I like the guys, so I was just vibing in there, and that's where I'm at.
All right, and I want to bring up this. Puss brought it up. You are not what's the word? You have not a collab.
Alliance?
Just say the word. Just say the word. Yes, I couldn't think of the word. You have an alliance with Later.
Yes, there has been an alliance formed, so we can confirm that.
First big alliance, aside from who's coming on next, Rat Tamer. I think they're all over the place. What's up, Rat Tamer?
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, so we heard last week from was it you or someone else on last week? I know I didn't see you. You might have just had a picture.
Maybe it was Lore Master.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I had COVID last week, so whatever happened, I don't even know. So yeah, same question to you. Tell us about why you got into Sin City, why you joined Rat Kingdom, and did you come from Neo first? You're the leader of Rat Kingdom right now, correct?
In Sin City, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have Rat King's head of multiple or something, correct?
Yeah, Rat King is the main leader of Rat Kingdom, and when I found Sin City, I just grinded and leveled because I got really interested when I read up on it.
All right. So what made you join Rat Kingdom?
Yes. So I was following Neo Tokyo for a while since the beginning, and long story short, I failed the mint, and it hurt my heart really bad. So yeah. So then the Rat Kingdom rose up in the Discord, in the Neo Tokyo Discord, and a lot of people with the same story as mine built the community. So I felt it's where I belong. So while I was in Sin City Discord, I saw the Rat Kingdom thread show up, and I was thinking, hell yeah. That's it.
All right. All right. Glad to have you on.
Thanks, man.
Next is Heck. Same guest as last week, and you still didn't get the camera. What happened there?
No, I'm sorry, bro. I've been pretty busy. I had my anniversary over the weekend with my girlfriend, so we were out of town. But yeah, I'll get on that for next time.
All right, you have anything to add since last week, or you just want to roll?
So we're just talking about how we came to be in our particular groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like I said last time, I was looking for the best group in Sin City, and I came across Hack. I saw their Miro board. I was like, these guys are going at it, man. They're going hard.
Yeah.
They are, and they were, and R2 really showed me, the potential of this group. But yeah, so that's how I ended up there. But I obviously started over at Neo Tokyo too. I was trying to, enter in elite riddle codes every single day for the last 60 days. I missed actually the initial mint that a lot of these guys have to go through, even though some of them didn't make it in. But yeah, that elite citizen entry page I probably submitted 500 things into that.
I don't even know what this is. What is this you're talking about?
Oh, you never heard of it?
No, I have not.
So when Neo Tokyo launched, they had an additional 30 elite citizens. If you had the right answer, you could basically enter it, and it would confirm you, and then you could go mint, some top 500 citizens basically.
Oh wow, I didn't know it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, only three of them got solved.
So what's your position in Hack?
So I'm the mob boss. We actually have about 10 people in leadership. So we kind of lead the group together. But I am the designated mob boss for Sin City.
So you're gonna sit at the Sin City Roundtable. That's badass.
Yeah.
Same question to Spacey and Tucker. What's your guys' positions in CN? Just so I know who I'm talking to. I know everybody here was vented, and everybody here, your syndicate loves you and they trust you to talk. So I'm not gonna get anything else, but I just want to know what everybody's positions are.
Yeah, so I'm underboss.
Okay.
And I'm a boss.
And you are I'm
just a boss.
Boss.
Yeah.
So are you his boss?
Oh,
Technically, yes. Technically, yes.
All right. I won't ask anymore. I don't want to get into all the dichotomy and hierarchy. All right. I'm going to bring on Abe Bowden, our female guest from last week. How are you this week?
She's back.
All right. Having to help out a fellow kingpin. He had a body drop on him last minute, so he needed somebody to cover, and here I am. So let's hope he gets the cleanup job done in a hurry.
Dude, you're gonna become the go-to person of Double Tap for sure.
Well, our boss will be doing it if it coincides with his availability, but at the minute, you guys have got these booked on when he's otherwise occupied, as you can imagine. Bosses have a lot on their
For
plate.
sure. Yes.
So
it's Zenuth, right? Is that the boss?
no,
Oh,
I think you had no, he's another kingpin, as am I. No, the boss is TNC.
oh, that's right. You were telling me someone said TNC's coming on next week.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he's going to try as long as it suits his schedule. And
All right.
who knows if we're going to have any more, messy cleanup jobs where if you just don't expect quite the body count that you get. But hey, cleanup is part of the job when you're a hitman.
For sure. You have any news to share since last week?
Oh, well, just been growing and researching, and we've got a few more things in the pipeline. We can't really talk about it yet.
Oh,
we
you don't have to
haven't
share
told our
anything
crew.
like that.
Yeah, but no, we've got some pretty cool stuff we're, I think, going to drop very soon. But until it's all confirmed, don't want to let too much slide.
Yeah, once it comes on. Well, oh my God, Demon's such a jokester. What? See, all right, so we're gonna bring on the later folks now. There's our full crew. There's a lot of us. You're muted.
Yo, what's
Hey,
up?
is it?
There you are.
Go
There
ahead,
you are.
Mr. Biz.
Oh yeah, Mr. Biz is new this week. Like I talk to Mr. Biz all the time. This guy, like Iceman, he's very informative. He helps out everybody in Sin City. Like the guy just seems to know like everything. Like I think he might actually work for him, but unofficially or something. I don't know. This guy just seems to have alpha knowledge all the time. Go ahead, tell us about yourself, why you joined Sin City, and why you joined later. I'm just always gonna say later. It's just easier.
Yeah, no problem. No worries. I was put on by Hustlepedia. Actually, I caught wind of his like video, and once he dropped like the backers on this project, I immediately pulled over. I remember I was driving, I had this YouTube video like placed on my dash, and then I like pulled over, double take, looked at it. I'm like, dude, I got to get on this right now. So I hopped in. I think the Discord was at like 18,000 members. And then from there, I started dabbling around, and then I noticed like the leveling up and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, well, this got to mean something. So I started grinding like the chats and stuff like that. I wasn't part of the original OG like LATR, but I was brought in by a good friend, Togsy. So Togsy introduced me to LATR. And then from there, I looked at like, well, of course, we always knew LATR because I was part of like another syndicate at the time, Meta X Mafia. And then we basically, well, I transferred from Meta X Mafia to LATR, and from then we just been grinding it out in LATR. And man, I mean, from where I've began with LATR to where it is now, I mean, like, dude, it's like it's you know, the script has like totally evolved. So just super excited to be here.
So you said Togsy. He's a mod boss now, isn't he?
Dude, that guy is a beast, man. Like he's a
Well, no, but he's a
He's
mod
a chair.
now
He's
for
a chair.
he's a chair. He's a chair.
Isn't he I'm saying, isn't he a mod now for Sin
Oh,
City?
he's a mod.
Oh,
yeah,
a mod. Yes.
A mod, yes. He just got it. Like he had to do a long application and all this crazy stuff to get it. Rat King is also one. He's pink as well. Mr. Biz, what was I gonna say? Oh, so in later you are a executive, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, and then Scion, just so everybody knows, it's Scion. Someone was saying, I used to say Sion and all this crazy stuff, but he is a chair right now of later. He was promoted maybe since you're promoted before last week, but you were recently promoted. Tell us about what's been going on since last week for you. Like, I know you've been super busy with everything, so just give us a short and skinny of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, it all worked out pretty well because I guess in a way with the delay of the IDO and everything, like there's, I always have mixed emotions because I'm really excited to get this rolling. And I know that obviously you have to have that, the IDO before like the game comes out. And so if we all want the game to come out, then it's like, we don't want it to be delayed. But at the same time, like, I just looked at it as like, yeah, it's a good opportunity to get a lot more done that needs to get done before that comes. So I think it's what we've been doing over the last week, just like legitimately grinding harder than I've in a long time. Like it's just the irony to me is just hilarious because like I worked in corporate as a software engineer for 4 years and I like never even got close to working as hard as I work right now because I just didn't care and it didn't make a difference. You just like clock in, clock out. So this is actually like a fun project. And yeah, it's just it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. And I mean, if you think about it like a business, like which is what I think most of us do, and especially I know at LATR we do, is like we're trying to build like a real like organization that can make money. It's like, I mean, it's like going from a startup with 5 people to 400 people in like a couple weeks. It's like insane, and it's so it's a lot to manage, but it's like super fun and chaotic and interesting. So I love it. Yeah. I'm here for it.
I am glad to have you on. Like you always have good intelligence and knowledge of the game. I meant of this as well. And as everybody
not
here
intelligence, just knowledge of the game. Yep.
I meant knowledge of the game. And I'll say this about every person on here right now. You guys and woman, you guys, everybody here is like they're high ups in their communities, their syndicates. So they all are putting in the same kind of work because every syndicate right now is trying to just keep building and building. Like I know the whole size matter is over, but the thing is, once we get into the game, like you're gonna want more people because there's gonna be a lot of people coming at us. And I mean, honestly, I actually could see us all working together, and like we said last week, as like a whole, basically like an under guild of the branch, and then we just all work against these like power guilds coming in from like Steam and other IGN, whatever these other gamers, like they have big communities already built in, and they're going to basically come into this because they're going to see the money. I mean, there's going to be a lot of money to make in this game, and they're going to, anyway, everybody here's been working their ass off. That's all I had to say about that. Before we begin, I would just like to say, like, we could get as technical as we want, but let's try to keep all the answers down to like a level of someone that's never even heard of Sin City. Like, not that low, but like someone that's in Sin City and they don't really know that much. Like, and they don't own an NFT. Let's just say they don't own an NFT at all right now. And Sin City is their first project they've ever seen of NFTs. Like, we don't have to go and describe like what an NFT is and all that stuff, but just keep the answers kind of like, that's our audience tonight. Okay. So we'll lead it off. Take it away, Iceman. You can go ahead with the first discussion point.
All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is just like NFT God was saying, there's been a massive amount of people that just came into Sin City's Discord. You got 200,000 people. And out of all the 200,000 people, not really too many people know what the project's about, what the NFTs are. Some of them might not even know what the NFTs are. They could just know what the they came over here because of the crypto coin that's going to be launching. So I really want to get down to what makes the NFTs in Sin City different from other NFTs on the market, and if you can explain that in a simplified term. So just keep in mind that some people might not know what an NFT is, and just differentiate the difference between, say, like a CryptoPunk NFT and a Sin City NFT.
I wouldn't even say CryptoPunk. I would say Bored Ape. That's more CryptoPunk.
Bored Ape. There you go.
Yeah, Bored Ape's a better one. Just because CryptoPunk is like 2 years old, or it's just not really, and it's unattainable to any. I mean, apes are unattainable to people, but a lot of people that's been to space since January, they basically bought these apes for like 0.08, I believe it was, and they held on to them. Like they have better diamond hands than I do.
Yeah, and it's a piece of artwork. So what's the difference between a Sin City NFT and that?
Well, that's apples and oranges.
Do we have an established like order for if people should answer or not? Just wondering, so that, because I don't know if
I do not.
I'm not saying we need it. I just wanted to know if I didn't want to say anything if I was going to jump on someone's spot.
As I said before we started, just if you have an answer, just jump on, unmute yourself, wait a microsecond, and then just start talking. If nobody talks, I'm going to call on Mr. Biz for every question.
I got you right away. I got you. So basically how I look at it, first of all, you start with the team, right? What are the teams hidden behind some profile picture? Do they have their resumes on the website? So when you're looking at projects, a lot of you will look at the artwork first, right? That's what's going to hit you. And a lot of the times, those are just profile picture projects. That means that there's no utility behind them. You get in, you join the community. Yes, you can do that and build a community. However, the main people benefiting from those projects are the development team, right? It's basically a cash grab for them. You might get a little bit off the flips and stuff, but it's mainly for the team. Now, Sin City, there's going to be hard utility upon each of the NFTs. It's going to grant you access to gameplay, different events with the development team specifically, and basically grant you the access you need to improve within the game. So there's massive utility behind all of these NFTs associated, and it's not like just artwork. And you even look at the NFTs, they're all the same. There is no artwork to it. So I think that's a good thing to think about when you're looking at them.
So question, can the NFTs make you money, or is it just by just selling the NFT? Like I'm trying to understand that. So say you have a character NFT, what kind of utility do you get with that?
So for this game specifically, everyone's going to get a character. So it's free to play, right? We got to remember that. Everyone's going to be able to get a character for free. So if we want to go into, I'm not sure if we want to hit on the NFTs already. Do we want to go into blueprints and the SYN passes?
No. Let's just, you could touch on it, but just don't go into detail, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, that'd be kind of hard to answer without going into the details of the other NFTs.
That's fine. You can do that, because when I get into those topics, we'll just delve deeper into it. If needed. If we answer it all with this question, there's no need for it. So go ahead.
Yeah, well, we'll just braze over it then, because it goes into more depth when you get into those NFTs and what they do.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Anyone want to add on that? Like, what's the difference?
I mean, I can give the pitch that I give to my my normie friends who know nothing about crypto, and they're like, "What are you doing with your life right now?" So what I tell them is so if you can get people to understand why, and this is kind of approaching NFTs in general, but definitely the gaming ones. It's like people will spend money on digital assets. I just tell everyone knows about Fortnite, so I always just go okay, think about Fortnite and think about the skins that they sell and all the money that they make with that, and nobody actually owns anything. No person who's buying any of that stuff owns any of it really. It's just in a database saying this character has this skin, yet they're willing to put money into it, right? And so that's just a tiny, that's not even the best example because there's no utility to those skins. But the point is people, if they're spending a lot of time in these digital spaces, they're going to spend money to upgrade their experience. And if people will spend money on literally stupid, kind of dumb stuff like a skin in a video game, which I've bought before too, it's think about what they'll do, what they'll pay for, if that will literally not only help them in the game, but they own it and it can help them make more money in the game. So it's like there's just so many additional layers that like those two things are just so key that like I think because for a lot of people, just like even the start, the idea of like buying something digital is hard for them to wrap their heads around. And I kind of get that, but you have to understand if this is where people are spending most of their time, like think about the last 2 years, like how much time people spend in like digital spaces, whether it's just like social media or what we're heading towards, which is like, you know, obviously we have video games and like more metaverse level stuff. Like people spend time in it, they're going to pay for things that improve their experience. And the NFTs for Sin City are going to not only improve your experience in the game, but they're going to help you, they're going to be monetizable themselves beyond just selling them for a higher price. So they'll pay for themselves. So it's kind of like, so yeah, that's just like that's just one way to look at it if it's like hard for people to wrap their head around.
So essentially it's by using your NFT, it's almost like setting up a part-time job where you could make money from it in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let someone else take that.
I would say for this particular example, it's actually even more than that. The way I look at video games in general, video games are kind of like a casino, right? Like you kill something and then it gives you like a random item or some money, right? And so basically what play to earn games are actual slot machines where you kill things and it gives you real money, right? And then it's just kind of a random amount, or it gives you an NFT or something like that. The difference with Sin City is that they've put a DAO in there, right? Which means you own a part of the casino. So not only are you the player, but then you also own a part of the casino that you're playing at. So you win on both sides. So I think this will be one of the first massive games that'll have a play to earn with a DAO. And it'll be really interesting to see how that mechanic works, because you're not only a player, but you're also an owner. And so, yeah, it's much different than any other NFT. It's especially these PFP projects. I mean, the only value from most PFP projects is the speculative value. So you can buy your doodle snakes or your Koodle bears or whatever you want to buy. But I mean, eventually those prices are going to come down. So
For sure.
Yeah, I don't like any of that stuff at all.
No, I don't either. I want to say a couple of things about this, because this was not my question, but I love this question. And I actually wanted Benjamin Brand, because this is the kind of stuff we talk about every single week on this show. Before I started doing Sin City stuff exclusive, is like we always talk about what's the utility behind this project. Like there's so many projects out there where you get a picture of a frog. What are you going to do with this frog? Like, what are you going to do with this bunny? If there's nothing to do with it, I'm not minting. I just don't mint those things anymore. And like, I kind of want to compare this project, Sin City, to probably the best comparison out there right now would probably be Axie Infinity. But it's still not the same as Axie Infinity, because this is kind of like a group thing, and you have syndicates and you have 4-on-4, but it's comparable to that. And also Meta Mafia has brought up in the AMAs that, oh, someone needs to mute you have a little distortion. Someone brought up or Meta Mafia brought up in the AMAs that they're trying to like take Axie Infinity. They're not doing anything aside from paying people to play. And they want to basically take Axie Infinity where you can make money and make it so you actually make enough money where if you're working a minimum wage job, you'll make more money playing this game than you will going to work at McDonald's, like, or wherever you make minimum wage at. Like, that's that's some high ass utility to me. Ben, you want to add to that? Because we talk about this stuff every week, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one other good comparison might be like the Punks comic, kind of what they're doing, right? I mean, that whole infrastructure is built off of a game that's going to be play to earn eventually, right? And they're going to have the token as well. So, and then, I mean, it's tough to think of these as competition, because you could do, you could play several games. Like people play Call of Duty and people play Fortnite, and, both of them exist without being direct competition. So I think, there's a lot of competition in the space, but everybody eats, at the end of the day, is if you have a good game.
If I can circle back to one of the original responses that Tucker had, he mentioned the access to the developers and that. And I think that's one of the biggest differences between this project, its NFTs, and everything built upon it, is that you've got people who are actively pushing a really good project, putting themselves out there multiple times, if not weekly, it's certainly every other week, answering questions and making themselves available. And I think that's one of the key things, is that we have talented people who are skilled in their field, and they are willing to answer questions and onboard people who may not have their skill set yet. And I think that's the biggest difference between this project, its NFTs, and everything that's being created around Sin City. So, it's been great answers all around, but I think if you boil it back down to from where it came, that's what's going to lead us to where we're going.
And I guess just to piggyback off of that idea is I think what it comes down to, are you willing to play the game? Because if you are willing to play the game, these NFTs is a necessary means to play the game. With no NFTs, you're not playing the game. It's simple.
And that's pretty much with any of these games coming out, I believe, right? I mean, it's a situation, if you don't own the NFT, you're not going to be able to play the game.
So it's a piece. You're owning a piece of the game, essentially. That's really what you're owning when you're investing into this, right?
So we do want to make it clear, though, that it is free to play, right? So anyone watching, you don't have to buy an NFT to play the game. You can still get involved, but I will say that owning an NFT is going to greatly benefit all of us who do own it. There's going to be advantages, so you just got to take that into account. If you're thinking about buying one, if you don't want to buy one, maybe test the game out first, and then you can look into it. But it is real money, so be careful with your investments.
A question on what you just said, though. You could participate, but by purchasing the coin when it comes out, you don't even have to play the game. But if the game's a huge success, then the value of the coin's going to go up too, right?
Correct. Yeah, you can own the coin and literally do nothing with that coin. I don't see why you would do that. That just means you don't believe in the project, to me personally. But sure, if you want to buy 30,000 SYN, wait for the price to go up and sell them. I mean, yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, I mean, there's people who don't play games, right? But they believe in a product. So, that's a good way for them to passively invest, right?
Exactly.
At that point. Hey, NFT guy, you're actually muted. I saw you trying to talk a few times.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
Another thing I want to ask you, you said that the NFTs are free, but do you have to pay for the gas fees to create the NFT, the free NFT?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you do.
Yes.
Okay, so you're just paying for the gas fee, and then you just get the free NFT, which is the character which you can use inside the game to have utility and money with. Correct?
Yeah, and I think if anybody's like having nightmares about ETH gas fees, you should it's going to be on Binance Smart Chain and Solana, and I'm sure other ones as well. So I imagine you'll be able to mint one for very cheap.
Do we know which is it starting off on?
I think
From what I understood-
I think it's going to be on all three of those to begin because they've already announced them. That's just my guess.
From what I understood, is they're going to start off on ETH, as that's the core token, or the core blockchain that they're going to use, and then they're going to circle back into on the cross-chain functionality. I think after the game is launched, from what I understood. So.
So everyone's gonna have to pay like $50 to $100 to get a character. Yikes!
It's possible. I mean, we really don't have enough information quite yet on the cross-chain functions. So
people are gonna feel it's free after that one.
Yeah. Well, they should have layer 2.
Well, you're talking.
They should have layer 2 implemented at launch. If they really want to have the game run on Ethereum at all, it should have like a Polygon bridge or something like that.
Yeah, because there are 2 NFTs currently that are available. So you've got your SYN Pass, which is only available in ETH, and then you have your Blueprint, which you can get in Binance NFT, which isn't necessarily available to people in North America, but the rest of the world can get them. So there are, in fact, 2 that are currently out there. It's just limited.
So you said there's a Blueprint NFT. Can you elaborate on what the Blueprint NFT is? Do we have
exactly
information on that?
Well, there are so the difference between the blueprint and the SYN Pass is the SYN Pass is basically the holy grail. You really, really want one of those. So there's only going to be 8,880. No, 888. So whereas the blueprint will have the 8,000, and you can combine your blueprints together and give them greater utility. I don't know how many of them you can combine, but at least you can combine two, because we've been told you can combine two. And with those, I'm unsure if it is a character or in-game asset, or if it's a parcel of land. I haven't seen where they've expressly said what the blueprint gets you, but I do know that you can buy them on Binance NFT. Of course, everybody knows none of this is financial advice, but as you've got big influencers coming on board, such as the Kardashians, that's going to draw more people into this space just by the sheer volume of eyes that are coming on it. And yeah, when I last looked at the blueprints, they were up to $700, and I can see that the prices you've got there are $850. So the price is going up and up and up, whereas the limited, and at least for the Genesis, the limited availability is definitely going to drive these up.
What did they start at when they were offered on here? How much were they going for when they first initially came on the market?
Oh, it's like 3 weeks ago, I think it was, maybe a month. They were $200 from memory.
$350 when they came out.
Wow, so so they doubled in 3 weeks.
Hold on, I have to bring something up. Someone just wrote it's $640 currently. Yeah, but that's for the ones that are being bid. Those are auctions. Those aren't over. The fixed price, I'm clicking right here. Fixed price, low to high. It's showing $834. And look at this.
Yes.
And look at get off the screen, dude. But here's what's really crazy. So $834 for the cheapest. But look, after the first 8, 9, 10 are gone, now you're looking at $2,900. Like, what?
Okay, so can I just quickly interject that math that I dropped last time, just for anybody? Again, if the blueprint makes you $25 more per day playing than if you don't have a blueprint, which I think is super possible, then that means in 1 year it pays you back $3,900. Okay, so if you don't think what I just said is possible, fair enough. Have it, and it pays itself back in like half a year, right? So it's like, just think about that.
That is something to think about right there.
It's going to make you money in different ways, though, right? Because you're going to be able to stake it if you want to stake it, or you're going to be able to use it for whatever you want to use it for, depending on what it ends up being. So you're going to have multiple ways that you can possibly make money with that blueprint. So I mean, that's pretty awesome. That there's going to be multiple money makers here.
So, I based on what you're saying and what Bowden just said, let me ask you this: Are these? I see that they're limited edition. How many are available? And are they going to be making more of these, or is it just a limited amount?
So these will be considered OG passes, kind of like the SynGen pass, and they'll release more as we go. I also want to mention, when we were talking about the floor, if you're new, that's all you should be looking about. This is unrevealed NFTs. So when you're
want to interject real quick. I just want to interject. I had it on the wrong setting. I had it clicked on ETH. Now I didn't click any. It is $640. You can buy it with BNB, right?
Yeah,
is that BNB?
correct.
Yeah, so $640. It's not what I said before. So there's a bunch there. They go up to $680 after like maybe 20 or 30. But again, this is not yet released on a USA marketplace yet. You have to have like a friend to buy these. So, and there's going to be a ton of US players playing this game. So I don't know if you have the money now, I wouldn't wait too long. I mean, again, it's not financial advice, but it's good advice.
So these are not limited edition. You're saying they are going to create more. Is that what you just said?
No, they will. These are the Genesis though. The other ones will have different utility.
Oh, so they're not they're not going to create more of these. They're going to create different ones. Is that what you're saying?
They're going to create more blueprints, but they won't have the same utility as these Genesis ones.
So these ones are special limited edition ones. They're not going to be creating more of these. So how much of these are available, right? Like how many did they create?
8,000.
8,000. And you said you can combine them?
Yes. We don't know what it's going to do yet, but yes,
So
you
if you
can.
combine them, that means there's gonna be less of them available, and then it's just gonna keep on going up, right? Supply and demand.
That's exactly right. The scarcity
Yeah.
that it will create. And, when you look at that, so your base price of those, let's say you were to get two, and let's say you can get them for $600 hypothetically, and you combine them and they're then worth $1,200. If you had a SYN pass, I'm looking at them right now. The floor price of a SYN pass is 6.5 ETH.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, I got that screen too. Let me pull that one up.
I mean, do you guys want to go touch base on the SYN pass? So what's
Yeah, but real quick though, I mean, the whole thing is SYN pass. Like I wrote down the other day, SYN pass, from what I've heard, is going to give you at the beginning 15,000 SYN, $SYN. It's also going to give you access to the beta version of the game when it comes out, and I'm pretty damn sure I heard that it's going to give you a territory to begin in the game as well. So
what does the SYN pass looks? Can you pull up the SYN pass?
yeah, I'm trying to pull up right now. Like, give me a second. Right here, I think it is. There it is. Yep. So 6.5, and then look at this. Like after you get through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 8. And then it goes to 10 by the next 6, and then 50 by the next 6. But the thing is, there's going to be 888 of these, and they've only put out 408 so far. So if you don't win these ARGs, they might be cheaper when there's more out there. But I don't know. I don't know that answer. It depends on what SYN's going to come out as, because if you automatically get 15,000 to start, is that worth more than that amount in ETH? We don't know yet. But if it is, those are going to go up high.
And you get an airdropped how many coins? Do you know
15,000.
15,000. Wow. Just for owning the pass, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, just so people are aware, there's only that is if it's at the 2 cent IDO price, that's like $300 worth of the token. Now I think it'll be a lot more than that probably. Like it'll probably go up a lot above the IDO price, but just to keep in mind.
And we haven't confirmed that you're actually getting territory with that SYN pass, because I haven't heard that anywhere. So I just want to confirm that there's no information on that as of right now, is there?
Well, no. I did hear that in like the second AMA that I was listening to from Meta Mafia when he had. So I don't remember the guy's name. Maybe it was Justin. I don't know.
Justin Khan?
But I don't know who it was. I'm not even gonna say. I don't know who it was. But I was just in there listening, and they did say that might. They said might.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ever say they said it's for sure, but I'm pretty sure. I'm not even pretty sure. I think I heard it, but I'm old, dude. Don't listen to me.
Still got the COVID brain.
Well, if by chance you remember which AMA it was, I do keep pretty detailed notes for this very reason, so that I can refer back. And I didn't catch that, but I'm not perfect. But yeah, no.
Actually,
part of the double tap repertoire is I tend to keep good written notes for this reason.
I'll go back and look, because our my syndicate does it as well, and I can go back and look at the notes, because it's the very first AMA I listened to, and I just have to go back and find that date, and I'll give it to you and see if you wrote that down.
Cool. Cheers for that.
All right. So what do we know what's going on with the IDOs right now, or do we have any updated information on that?
I thought they were working on waiting for the market to stabilize, because of the volatility. It's not ideal to launch a project during a bear market like this.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
They have
Federal Reserve, huh?
They have guys watching the charts always, and they're pretty much waiting for the opportune setup before they will consider or release information with regards to IDO.
Yeah, it is.
This
It's
morning,
kind of like
Enforcer AI put a little comment on the Gen chat, and I took a screenshot and sent it to some of my guys. And he said, so it was 11:17 a.m. my time, that we're trying to line up all the IDO partners for same day. We should have more info and news on this on all of this soon.
Okay, so we're gonna hear
So that was
information
like,
pretty soon on this. Wow.
yeah.
And this week was supposed to be a big week as far as announcements. So I know the whole influencer announcement at 200,000 kind of took one announcement, but they were supposed to have additional announcements this week. And I imagine the IDO could be that, we'll just have to see.
Oh yeah, we never talked about Kylie Jenner, guys.
That was it. I thought that was it.
That's a huge oversight.
Is that your girlfriend you took out the other night?
I actually
Travis
was gonna
Scott.
I was gonna put Kylie Jenner in the Twitch thing or the Twitter thing, but I totally forgot, and I ran out of room at the end. I was gonna include that as like the last bullet point, but I ran out of room.
So what's going on with Kylie Jenner? How is Kylie Jenner related to Sin City? What are we talking about here?
Well, the rumor is actually she joined Hack.
Oh, she joined Hack?
Oh man, that's funny.
Did you pull out the charm on that one?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I mean,
like we said, man, she's my girlfriend.
I was gonna say he may or may not be dating her now.
I grew up in Calabasas. She grew up in Calabasas.
I don't know if you guys have between NFT God and Iceman, if you have like definite things like on the agenda you want to get to. If I can throw out an idea for like a topic, because I'm like itching to just like talk to people about. We have like the roundtable. This is like the perfect time. So first of all, and this is cool for new people too. And I think most of these people are part of like most of the viewers are probably like from Sin City anyway. Like the idea of the high table, I mean, that's really a huge innovation of Sin City. Like, and it's coming out, and like that's why we're all here, and all of us are going to be like part of it. Like, obviously, not all of us are going to be sitting at the table representing, but all of our syndicates, and like that's pretty cool. So I think if we could, we can explain that, and then B, we can just like talk about that and like what we think it'll be and like what we'll do, because I mean that's all cool stuff. You know what I mean? Anybody want to just take that ball and run with it?
That was a lot going on. Like, what do you want to focus on that?
So I'm saying like that. So you know how Sin City is pioneering this idea of like a mafia as a DAO. Yeah. And my best way to like, if it has no meaning to you. So a DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And so I think, and the idea will be that the Sin City team, once it's developed and once they're at the point where they can do this, they're going to try to transfer power from themselves essentially to the community. And one of the ways that they're going to do it is have this thing they call the high table, which is essentially a DAO, like an autonomous decentralized organization that is made up of the mob bosses of the top 7 syndicates that form in the game. And then they will collectively like work together to make decisions such as like how certain events will be monetized, maybe like how the tax system will work, just different like rules and stuff. And like the community will have like a major say in the game, assuming like that like you're part of one of those 7 syndicates that are there. And then that's a spot that's being competed for by other syndicates. And that's kind of like a main driver of the economy, probably in many ways, is because you're going to want to get your syndicate onto the high table. So therefore you're going to want to like get people to go get SYN and stake it and stuff like that. So there's probably a lot of things in there that are confusing, and we'll break them down. But like, I think that's a general concept that we could talk about for sure. And it's super unique to Sin City.
So I want to start with Hemadal, because he's on the high table. Do you have anything to say about this?
Well, I like what SYN is saying, and I actually like to think of it in kind of a real world term. So I was talking about the casino idea, right, where the game is a casino and the players basically own pieces of the casino. But if you think about it, the high table, you could think of it as almost like Las Vegas, where all these different mobs own the different casinos, and they in fact ran Nevada, right? Which was all the other people in that state. So if you could think about it like this, the syndicates will basically run the casinos, right? Which is the game, and they'll make money off of it. And all of the other players that aren't in those top syndicates are like the rest of the people that live in the state. So you're basically running an entire game and profiting off the entire game if you're in one of the top syndicates.
I'll expand a little bit on how the high table works a little bit. So you're staking SYN power, right, to vote as a syndicate who sits at that high table. It is no guarantee that any one of the current boss dons, anyone like that, is going to be sitting at that table.
No, there's not. There's not at all.
So to think that you got a free ride, that you're sitting at the table, it's going to be changing every 12 hours, like they said at updates. So it's also super financially incentivized. So say a syndicate like Neo Tokyo comes in, who's sitting on way more financial stockpile than a lot of the other syndicates, they can easily outdo everyone there because it's based on staking SYN power. So if 7 guilds come in, say, they could all outdo us, and all 7 of them sit at the high table. So that's something we can need to think about as syndicates, with only maybe some of us have 1,000 members in the Discord. We might even need to, bond up so we can get one.
That's what we're talking about.
Exactly. That's what I was just saying too. Yeah, we might all have to join forces and
we might
create our own mob boss, and then we all have like kind of like we're all running our own syndicates now, but then instead we have like the mob boss, and then our bosses are underneath there, and then we might have to do that. I mean,
everyone
like,
just runs under their own banner.
The real mafia did this back in the day, man. That's what they did. They keep their power and influence over everything, because they had like the Italians had the Russian mob coming in, and they had other people that were like trying to get on their territory, and they had to join forces. So yeah, as I said,
that combined it.
What?
It was 5 families that combined into one.
That's Italian mafia. Yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's the same thing.
We're
gonna have to do that eventually. I foresee that.
I think we will. Like what? Or as we said earlier last week, what if we get like somebody that's like, you know what? This game's making a lot of money. Here's $1 million.
Yep.
You guys, I'm just gonna be in the behind the scenes, and I'll collect the taxation. You guys do all the grinding, and I'll front the money, but I get like 50% of profits until I get my investment back. Plus, like that could easily happen too. Like anything could happen. We just wait till the whales find out what. I don't even know, but anything can happen right now.
You're definitely onto something. So I think it comes down to hopefully they're very transparent with how much SYN power each syndicate has. So that's a metric that's gauged, because then you can strategize. Either maybe team up with another syndicate, or who knows, maybe there's enough for 2 spots, not 1, right? So, but then the main thing is, I think the OG families, you kind of want to spread yourself as wide as possible, and then consolidate when necessary.
Well, the other thing that you have to think about too is your syndicate better be 100% all in, staking the same SYN power under the same person. If you even have 70-30 split on 2 people, you're going to be done for by a syndicate who has less than you.
You're going to get taken out.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. Just in case I'm missing something. So you're saying when people stake SYN, they're going to be choosing an in-game person to stake for that S power to go to, or is it just going to the syndicate and the syndicate is electing someone?
No. It'll be staked to a person.
It says specifically delegate that to the syndicate leaders. I don't know if they actually send it to them or wrap it in a contract or what, but yeah. It just says delegate.
Okay, I'm wondering if there's a possibility that some people in your syndicate like accidentally stake it to not the mob boss, and then that gets wasted. I'm wondering if it just goes to your syndicate, and then the syndicate, like someone will represent that. You know what I mean? I don't know, but
so you have to think about if someone came in solo and wanted to do that $1 million stake for themselves, then they should be able to pick a person. They shouldn't have to be forming a syndicate or anything like that. So it should be individual based. I can see how they could do it the other way, syndicate wise, but
that's a good point. No, that's a good point.
Like you said, and put up 10 mil, they can do that.
Yeah.
I want to kind of blend this into the next question, which is I'll type it out here just so you guys can keep talking while I type it out, I guess, because I want to post this up there because it's a lot of different stuff going on in this one. It's
okay. So someone just. Sorry, I thought I was only saying something because I thought you were going to start typing. My bad.
Well, I am, but I'm going to say what it is. It's what's SYN versus SYN versus S power. Like, explain this to someone like me that has no idea anything at crypto at all?
Someone
Well,
want to take it?
I have a question about that because we don't know the metrics behind. If you were to stake SYN, do you also get synthetic SYN and S power at the same time, or can you only choose one or the other?
I believe
Yeah, that's the huge question. That's a huge question in my head too.
It's very hard to answer it, but we do know that synthetic SYN gets you discount in the marketplace, so you can use that. S power provided that the mob boss, if you delegate it to the mob boss, can potentially earn a spot at the high table. And SYN is just the governance token, so it's the underlying token for this game.
All right, well,
So
explain
basically,
it a little bit lower now. Now explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
so basically, you're exchanging SYN for SYN power. Is when you're staking it into the syndicate? Is that how it works? And then that SYN power, the more you have, it will get you to the high table. Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is you could stake for SYN power. You can also stake for synthetic SYN, but we don't know as to whether if you stake SYN, you'd get both, or would you have to choose either stake or S power. You can also stake SYN to earn more SYN. So there's a lot to unravel here. I mean, it's not a clear answer.
Yeah, so you're 5, like explain it like I'm 5, I feel like is like you have to just think, so for any, like, again, just think of SYN as dollars basically. Okay, so like we're in this mafia metaverse and we go on a raid and we get money. So we have this money, and now there's multiple things I can do with this money. I could put it into my mob's bank account, and then the larger the mafia's bank account, the higher chance they have of getting on the high table. Or I can like buy, I don't know, Chuck E. Cheese coupons, and then I can go, and when I'm at Chuck E. Cheese's, I get a discount on all their toys, right? So it's like, or you can buy like an Amazon gift card for, whatever. You can like stake it and you can get points for Amazon, and everything you buy on Amazon is 25% cheaper, right? So that actually will be like a decent utility. If you're buying a lot of things from the marketplace, then having a 25% discount is pretty big. So I'm kind of thinking they're going to make you choose between these two things, but maybe they won't.
Yeah.
Either way, like you earn that money. So this is the underlying demand for that money. This is why you want to get it. This is why you want to keep it. And this is why people will pay you for it on the open market, is because you'll be able to use that in the game to get more in-game resources for cheaper, and you'll be able to elevate your syndicate on the stage. So yeah.
I have a follow-up. I have a follow-up to that. Explain what governance means. That's 5-year-old now. Tell me what governance even means. The word governance, the way you're describing it, what does it mean? Did you just leave? Like turn off your light? Oh, there you are.
Are you? I mean, I want to let someone else go. I talk a lot.
Whoever knows. Just explain to me what the word governance means when you're talking about SYN, and then you have to also the next step, because we're doing this like someone doesn't know anything. Explain to me what staking means. Like I have the answers, but I want you guys to explain this to people that don't know any of this.
So you're saying what does governance mean in terms of just Sin City the game?
No. Just tell me what governance mean. What he said governance. SYN. He said $SYN equals governance. Explain what governance means, and then explain what staking means, just for people.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't know what functions they're going to release to us yet, obviously, because like I think SYN was saying that he thinks that the team eventually wants to release all the power to the syndicates or most of it, right? So we don't know what permissions or like what powers basically we will have as the 7 heads of the high table or whatever. So we can't really say for sure what the governance will mean in the end, but I mean, I'm sure we'll be able to set maybe like taxes or something like that, All
right, but you're not really okay. Yeah. So yeah, but you're not like you.
So hold on. So okay. So yeah,
I
mean, he's right.
From crypto. I know he's right, but you guys are all from crypto, I'm guessing, and you guys aren't explaining it to me to someone that knows nothing at all.
No.
So,
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
my
try. I'm
bad.
gonna try. So basically, again, if there's going to be the decisions that normally would be left up to just like you would think the game developers, right? Like again, think of games that are out right now: Call of Duty, Fortnite, blah blah. They make updates, they have different events, and this is just the team deciding what to do. Okay, so in crypto, it's a little bit different. In a lot of ways, there's the communities involved much more because like the whole decentralization like ethos, right? And so there's going to and like Heimdall was saying, we don't know exactly what they're going to delegate to us, but imagine they're going to delegate like, hey, what percentage goes out as universal basic income, because they have said they're going to do that. What percentage is going to go out as that? That is an example of something they could let the community vote on. And so how do you vote? Well, how do I tell if someone's actually a player of the game? How do they get a vote? Do you just log in and you just say like, hey, I want this? No, like there has to be some way to determine who gets a vote. And so how much SYN token you have will determine the weight of your vote in any decisions like this. So by having more of it and by your syndicate having more of it, you will be able to have more of an effect on the direction of the game. So that's what the governance is. It's literally like, how do we decide what the rules are, what the laws are, how this works? SYN is a resource that will help you do that.
all right,
Yep.
now explain to me what staking means, as to somebody that all I know is what I have in my bank account. I have never heard of crypto or anything similar to crypto. So tell me what staking means. I could do it if you want. I can answer these, but I just want you guys to do it if you want.
I think it's important that they answer it. Yeah.
Okay.
Look alive! Look alive!
Who wants to answer this question? How about?
I'll jump on this grenade.
All right, go ahead.
So,
Bowden.
staking basically is where you take your asset and you entrust it in someone else's care, so that then you get a return on that investment, ideally. So whether it be more of the asset that you've staked, you get that in return, or if you get a separate one. So in the SYN City, you're going to stake your SYN, so $SYN, and you will then earn either $small s SYN or $S power. And that is the return for you entrusting your SYN to them. And if for someone who is unfamiliar with this, let's say you go to your bank and you deposit your funds, and in exchange for that, they pay you an interest. Think of it like that. You're getting a return on your funds or whatever your asset is that you've invested. The only difference is that with staking, odds are you're much safer than you are in your local currency, depending on what your currency is globally, the way that things are going. So it's all relative, but that's basically it, is that staking is you're entrusting someone else with your asset, and you should get a fairly good compensation for that trust.
Yeah, but you have to add one thing to that. If I go to the bank and I open a whatever else, CEOs or CD or whatever, if I get a CD, that's guaranteed interest. So if I give them, let's just say I give them $100, they guarantee that I'm going to get a return back of 150 in 6 months. Now, if I stake, this could all go down to zero, and I lose my initial investment and nothing else. Like, let's just say SYN goes to zero when it's time. Like, you have to say that part too, because there is a drawback. It's not guaranteed.
So staking,
Absolutely
a better example,
right.
the bank's a good idea, but you can still use your money once it's in a bank, right? With staking, think about it as like purchasing a share of stock. You put your money, you buy the stock. You can no longer use that money to purchase anything else, but it sits in that stock, and you're betting that that stock's going to go up, and it could go down. You have no guarantee, but that's kind of what staking is, like putting your money in something that you're expecting an ROI, but you can no longer use as like fiat currency anymore.
So I have another question. Just so we all know, we skipped over it, and it doesn't matter, the IDO copper. So basically how I read it is, if you buy into the IDO, if you buy SYN, your money is locked up for like months. If you buy into the copper, it's not. You can freely take it out anytime you want. So is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And
so I just want to, we skipped over this question, so I want to get back into that question while we're talking about the money stuff. It's like, I can't buy the IDO. I'm in the US, but I actually prefer to have the copper just in case I need liquidity to buy something else. I can always pull it out and do it. I'm not a whale. I don't have all this extra money like some people. And maybe I need the money and maybe I have to go, like maybe my roof breaks or something. I'm like, oh, I need a new roof and I have to get money. Like I'd rather have the liquidity because I don't have like a huge savings account and all that stuff. So I just wanted to bring that up to people too. When you're buying this stuff, that you know what you're doing. If you're coming from a like me who knows very little about crypto staking and my best way of saying the governance, you guys hit it on the head, is basically to me what a governance would be. If I want to dumb it down into my terms, would be you're in a class with 10 people. You guys all pay for a book together, and everybody in that class has to use that book, so they all have an equal say of when that book is going to be used and everything like that. So that's a really dumb example, but basically what it is all 10 of us have access to the book. Now SYN is going to probably have billions of them, so there's going to be billions of people. So let's just say some guy has 20%. He owns 20% of the SYN. His vote, he gets 20,000, 20 whatever it is, 20% of all the votes, like a stock, and he gets 20% of all the votes, and everybody else, like I own one, so I get like 0.00001% of the vote, and that's basically what it is. That's what the governance means to me. Is that correct? Is that?
It's basically just how we set up the process for decision making within the game. So like,
yeah, forget the whole book thing. That was, I don't even know where that came from.
It'll be the governance right now as we know it is the seven people at the high table. That's what it'll be. That'll be the decision making, and then your DAO should flow in to those 7 people.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to ask you something because Tucky, you said something that your SYN is locked in. Do we know how long, if you stake it, how long your SYN will be locked in for? Is it something you can stake and unstake right away, or is it something it's locked in for a certain amount of time?
Great question.
I believe they gave options. Am I mistaken?
No, we're not talking about the IDO. We're not talking about the IDO.
I'm talking about inside the game. So say you stake into the character, or say you stake into your syndicate. Is it locked in for a certain amount of time, or is it something?
I wasn't talking about the IDOs. I was talking about different time slots. So if you got the option to pick a 3-month stake, you get different benefits than if you pick a 6-month stake.
Okay,
that makes sense.
And this is a really important idea to understand for like the economics of it, I think. Right. And again, this is a kind of a new concept for people, not like, cause for all of us, it's like, what's staking? Like, obviously, dude, you just click the button and you stake your coins, man. It's like, well, yeah, but that's actually really key because that means you're not selling it. So like, if I just have SYN and it's sitting in an exchange account or sitting in a wallet and it's collecting stuff, cool, and then I can just immediately sell. But like the staking mechanic, and like you just mentioned with the timeline, it's like you're committing to like not have that be liquid, which drives up the price, obviously, because if other people want to also commit their SYN to not be liquid in order to earn those same advantages, then you're going to run out of SYN to be staked, right? Because you need that to be liquid. So that is the entire engine. So if there was nothing earned for staking it, and there was not that mechanic, it would mess a lot with the economics of it.
Plus, there's also the artificial limitation to the market availability because you only have so much available after the token generation event. People that buy it in the IDO versus the copper, they can only get so much at a time. So it depends on, which round people got it in on, but basically it's somewhere between 2 and 10% is available at the token generation event. So that's at the launch for people that don't know. And so if you've gotten in on the IDO, you can get, let's say 10% of it, but then you get, it's vested over 9 months. So you get 30% quarterly is what one of them are saying. I have it pulled up on my screen. So that, as well as the staking, are going to limit the availability of the SYN. So it's a 1-2 punch. If you get your hands on your coin straight away by going through the copper, great. You can then stake yours and that will create scarcity. But there will be this influx of new SYN once it gets released after the IDO, which hopefully will bring the price down a little so that people that aren't yet holding any SYN can maybe get in. So that could be a way to help newcomers get their foot in the door if they aren't there at day one.
So I have another question on that. So when you get the SYN coin and you stake your SYN coin, and then you get the $SS SYN, the artificial SYN. Now, is that designed so you could use that inside the game while your SYN is staked? Is that how the mechanics is working for that?
Yeah, it would be like, say, take RuneScape. Everyone's played that, I'm sure. You take real money, you buy gold pieces within the game, and then you.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
bad reference then. World of Warcraft.
Yes, I know that.
You take real money, you buy in-game currency, and that's what SYN, that $SYN is going to be.
Okay, so it's locked up for a certain amount of time. You get the artificial currency, and then you can use that in the game.
Yeah,
right?
And then I'm sure you could sell out your artificial currency back for the real stuff.
Okay, all right. That makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna the last thing I was gonna say about that, I want to take like the 2-minute break or whatever, just I'll play the video again, and I want to come back into gameplay strategy, PvP versus PvE, and in-game assets, because like we talked about all the money stuff, we talked about, I don't even want to talk about ARG because that's going to be all specific to each community, each syndicate, and nobody's going to want to give away their tips. I don't think, like, unless you want to. Last week, I actually picked up 2 little tips from people said that I'm going to actually use for the next one. So I don't know if anybody wants to say too much about those. But I will say the last thing I want to say about someone just hit on the head. So my question was, what I was trying to really get to was my point was to a 5-year-old question was, if I don't know anything about crypto, why are they giving us incentives to stake? And you guys answered it on the head. The answer is because the more people that stake, the less there is to purchase, and the less there is to purchase means that every time something's purchased, the floor keeps moving up and up and up, and the token becomes more expensive and more valuable to everybody as a whole. That was what I was looking for, and I just kind of just said as a 5-year-old. You guys said it too, but I just wanted to like explain it to like someone that doesn't know what the hell that is, because I didn't know what this, like, honestly, back 1 year ago in January when I got a Top Shot, I didn't even know what a smart contract was. Like, I did it, and I asked people, and they tried telling me, like, dude, I'm going to go. I Googled it. It took me like a week to just get down all the nuances behind what a smart contract is, the blockchain, like just the whole basics of it. And that's like a 4-hour show if we were to really do that. But does anybody else have anything else to add about the economy aspects of the game? If not, we'll take a 2-minute break, come back, and we'll go into like what we expect from the gameplay and that kind of stuff now. And we'll get more into like the fun stuff, I guess you would say. Everybody good? All right. I'll play Ben's song. We're gonna come back, and when we come back, Benjamin Brand's gonna lead the next few discussions, because this is right up his alley. He's a big gamer, and this is his stuff, man. This is where we get weird. Hey, but he's gonna keep us on track because he hosted a Call of Duty tournament, I think, in December. So like that's his genre, that's his game, and all right, let's do this. So I'm gonna play this. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Right back on that ass with another episode. When we talk about NFTs, there's only one podcast to tune into. This one right here. About to spit these rhymes like a masterclass. Connect your MetaMask. Half this PFP's a trash. DNS, do not smash. Crypto Poppy found a niche. Now he's getting cash. Rules ain't there yet. Please don't be rash. NFT got stepped on the scene. He made a splash like corporate cash. I just quit my job at DoorDash. Now Scott's finished last. Stepped out of the ashes straight into the squanch lane. Fungibly a new man. Alphabet, he's flyer than a fucking toucan. Ways to go from kangaroo land. Schiller, he a moon man. About to get goofy, go grab doofy, get a horse. My wife couldn't get my NFTs, straight up in divorce. Fuck it, take the keys to my motherfucking porch. Trash cash, let the mad bees run the course. Squanching past the knowledge like a motherfucking torch. from the outside looking in. I just got off the porch.
Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go, 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 go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go, 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 go.
Go AB, go AB, go. If you didn't, now you know. Like Suki say, pump in the blows. TikTok's art is a trend to go. Plunging, no plunging, and capping, no capping. Been around the block and been running laps and been writing rhymes and been getting raps and keeping that ETH when dingling taps and snap in, snap out. I'm big on big cloud. Don't scream, don't shout. Suck the cool cat, cool with those two. What's incoming? I can't afford you. Zed had got a horse that is glue. Sneakerheads better stick to their shoes. Creatures trending, I'm not amused. Lost souls blow up, I'ma light the fuse. BG on sports, I bet I'm gonna listen. Cody and ZK, they men on a mission. The lawyer be lawyer while Bakra be fishing. What is a floor and how many minted? Am I gonna ape and I already hinted. Don't have an ape and it ain't no mystery. But these bad boys about to make history. Fresh ass suit at the Christie's. Christie's.
Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go, go, go.
All right, man. I have to say a couple things real quick because every time I hear this song, I hear more parts of it too. Like someone said, I think it was Scion or earlier. Like there's one thing.
I said that.
There's one thing particularly. There's two things I want to bring up though. One thing I want to bring up though is I love that you made this song how many months ago? Like 3 months ago, maybe 4? You're muted. No, you're not. We just can't hear you. Well, no. That sounds bad. You sound like Mighty Mouse. Well, he made this song at least 3 months. I'm going to mute you until you fix that. He made this like at least 3 or 4 months ago before BYAC mooned. Like now you can't get one for under 60, 70 ETH. And he said Bored Apes are going to make history. Like that's happening right now. Bored Apes just passed CryptoPunks. Like that's nuts. The other thing I want to say is I was talking to who was I talking to? I forget who I was talking. Oh, I was talking to the leader of CN, Miss Tut. And we were just chatting today about basically women that are in the NFT community. And one of his verses in there, he brings up corporate trash. I love that name, corporate trash. And I talked to her for probably 5 months before I even knew it was a woman. And that's badass because that's a badass name. I thought it was a man the whole time. And someone was asking me last week, we talked about it, and it's been brought up a lot this week to me in different areas, but pretty much people were saying we need more women in the community, and I love it. Like the syndicate I'm in, we have a lot of women that are higher up in rank than I am, and they're all awesome. Like they're great. Like, yeah. I mean, I love it, and I'm not going to rehash everything, but all these trolls out there that like just ridicule someone because they're a woman, it's just dumb. Oh, that's what it was. On Sunday, somebody was saying that they found out that she was a black woman and they just attacked her and just annihilated her for just no reason at all. Like that's just gross. And I just told her, basically, we all told her, just ignore that shit. You're doing a great job and we love you. That's all. So I'm going to bring up the next topic, or Ben's going to bring up the next topic, which is...
Is it working?
Yep, we hear you now. So go ahead,
all
Ben.
Right.
Let's talk about... I posted right here the next topic.
All right, so PvP versus PvE. So what do you want to talk about specifically? Like whether play to earn is the future?
No.
Or what are you looking for here?
No.
Do you want to talk about the differences between those two in the game?
Yeah, the differences, and in the white paper, like we just went all through this on Sunday. CN and Mr. Biz can talk about it if they want to start. But basically what I'm saying is in the game, in the white paper, it's basically saying there's going to be PvP and PvE events and that there's going to actually be PvE syndicate events and special events, like all that kind of stuff. Like, we don't know what is actually going to happen, but just based on your experience in other games, like whatever this RuneScape is, I'm sure they had it. So let's just talk about like what strategies you have towards both of them, I guess you would say. Just go with that. And
yeah, like
then
what's a good example of a PvE like
that matches this game, right?
Yeah. Like, I don't even know offhand of one that you could really compare to that. I guess, do any of you guys have a good example of that?
Great question.
That's player versus environment.
I have something, but I want to give them a chance to go at it if you want. If not, I can.
I'm trying to think if there's a perfect example game, but I forgot the name of it. And it's on console, PS4 and Xbox. I forgot it.
There is a game.
Neverwinter? Is that it?
I've played that once. I have no idea if that's correct or not, though, that it's like it.
No, that was wrong. And
Well,
yeah,
what's
if we just talk about PvE,
Okay,
whatever.
so well, the one thing I don't know if this counts as, and it kind of works with this question because I don't know if it counts as PvP or PvE really, or how they view it in this game. But has anyone played like Clash of Clans? Does anyone know what I mean when I say that? Okay, so it's like almost like a tower. It's like you have a base and you have like, and then so on defense it's like tower defense. So you'll have your defenses set up and you'll have like AI troops that are like ready to play defense. And then on attack though, it's like there's an actual person there, and so someone will like match make, and then they'll end up like they'll just see your base, and then whatever army they have, they'll attack your base with it, and it'll be like your base's defenses against their offenses. So it's like this asymmetric offense defensive thing, and I'm there's going to be that mechanic in the game. Now my question is, I don't know if they refer to that as PvP or PvE. You know what I mean? Because in a way it's PvP because you have to set up your defenses, but it's not PvP like at the same time.
I would put that under PvE, right? Because you're not actively like engaged back and forth. I think PvE is two players online at the same time, engaging with each other at the same time.
I think you'd be both though, right? Because I think like a PvE from that standpoint would be like in Fortnite, right? You're facing the storm, and then there's like other characters that they put in there that can hurt you, like other soldiers or animals or whatever like that. So is that portion of the game considered PvE, and then the rest of the game is PvP?
That'd be PvP. Fortnite would be PvP. Anything player versus environment is, say you enter a dungeon in a game with a group of 5, and you're only interacting or attacking like AIs. You're not engaging with other players except the ones that are on your team.
But what if a player set up the AIs? That's my question. Does that make it PvP?
That's what I wanted. Before we get into all of this, I want to say, yeah, Meta Mafia, I can't find my notes, but here they are. He basically said that the game's going to be a card style versus AI defenders. So what does that mean?
So, the 4v4 gameplay you see on the thing? I'm assuming what that is you're going to be AI. Like if we raided you guys, like R4 raided one of your 4, you can't be ready for that, unless we schedule something. So I assume your 4 AIs are going to pop up in your place instead of actively engaging with each other.
So I'm not flipping cards. I have my guys all set up, ready to go. You attack, and if I have better blueprints or better levels, I should win.
Well, you prepare your character with whatever cards you have, right? And then you say, all right, I want to battle. You schedule it, and like it's 3 a.m. in the morning. It goes in battles basically as an AI, essentially, is what I take it as.
Yeah. So what I gathered is you're gonna have your 4 players, and you'll be battling 4 artificial intelligent players. It could be a battle that's artificially simulated or artificially set up. And that could be an event, so to say, maybe. And that's what I'm thinking. The PvE is, and then the PvP is player versus player, 4 live players against 4 other live players.
Right. Yep. And they did bring up that arena where we can gamble and stake assets.
And there you go. That's a good point right there. Because if you have an arena, it might be some place where you keep on going around and constantly going into battle.
That would be like 4 of us queuing up together, and then you enter the arena, and you fight
Yeah.
over the faked asset.
You know what? That makes sense too, because if you have people that are, say, lone rangers or lone wolves that want to, just constantly keep on battling, they could be, playing the computers just like that, going into an arena.
Yeah, exactly. If there's not four active players.
Or they could get hooked up with 3 other people, so you have like 4 individuals just linking up together and going into battle against artificial.
And they could have 4 of their own characters too, but like if they just get 4 of their own characters, they can do that. Has anyone played XCOM? Because XCOM, I've played that very little. Okay, it won't be that good of. It's just like you'll have the AI alien set up, and then you have like these 4 guys, and they're military units, and they have like a certain amount that they can move, and then certain abilities. And the reason I thought of that is because it's like if it's like a card battle and you deploy your units, and it said something about like the cooldowns, like you'll just be able to click the button and use the cooldown like once it's finished, like use the ability once it's finished cooling down again. So it's not going to be like super active, but there is like some interaction. So I'm thinking like part of me makes it like sounds like that to me. It's like you'll have these 4 characters and you're trying to like put them in the right spot that like best utilizes their abilities without getting them too injured. Like if you have, you know what I'm saying? Like if you put one in the wrong spot and like their AI is like set up in a really good spot, it could injure, your asset much more than you would have needed to. Even if you win, you might have like taken a lot more damage than necessary, right? So there's going to always probably be like that level of strategy to like preserve your energy, even if you're definitely going to like win the raid. That's just speculation.
And there's going to be cooldowns.
Yeah.
Unless you take your character to a business, and get them healed up, and then get them right out.
Yeah, like
a church or a hospital. That's where I'm coming in at. I want to be the guy that owns a church, hospital, whatever the hell it is, so that people that come to me to pay to get their guy fixed up or whatever, to get buffed or whatever the hell's going on in this game. I want to be that. I want to be the owner of these franchises or businesses for sure.
So I have. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's all I was gonna say. Like I'm gonna play the game too, but I want to actually own stuff so I can make passive income on that as well.
So this is what I want to get an answer on. You're going to be battling. They said they're going to be battling for turf, correct? You're going to be battling other people for turf or other syndicates for turf. Now you're also going to be able to purchase turf. So how does that work? You could purchase turf and then you could essentially lose your turf in a battle.
Yeah, Mr. Biz has to talk about this if nobody else wants to. I had a very long discussion with him about this on Sunday.
You want to go at it?
If he wants to. We can't hear you. You're muted. Okay.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Well, from what I read, I assumed like the player versus environment was like the raiding and looting aspect of it. So you could raid a turf, and what ends up happening is that you would raid them for rewards, so that rewards becomes your loot. So those turfs belong to somebody. Those are binded by an NFT. You don't take possession over it, but you do earn a reward from it. Now the mechanics behind what that how that entails or how it unfolds is I don't think they have really announced it yet. Like does the owner suffer from the raid? I mean there will be. Maybe they lose like maybe their ability to generate an income might slow down. I mean, there's many different metrics that could play in this, but in terms of just the player and just the overall game mechanics, instead of diving into specifically, that you can, as a player, go in, raid businesses, earn a reward, and you do not get to keep those NFTs.
No, you can't do that. But can't you lose your? Can your characters die?
Yeah. Your
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bowden or E.
So 2 things. Sorry, I had to step away. I had someone come and talk to me. So I don't know if you guys have covered this, and forgive me if I'm backing up. So you can wager your NFTs, and you can lose them if you have put them up specifically in a wager. So that can happen. And the other thing is that if your character were to die, you can revive it by taking it to either a church or a strip club, but it has to happen within 24 hours or else it is gone. Gone.
Permanently deleted then. NFT God, you're muted.
I'm just nodding my head. That's all. I wasn't saying anything. I was talking to myself. So
and one thing, hold on, I wanted to add, because Mr. Biz had, because this is a really good question, and like if you guys like have any ideas or know, that is really interesting to me. Like if the person loses anything, that if they like lose a raid, because like part of me thinks like you have to lose something. There has to be some cost. So like you said, maybe it's just like they make money like less over time. But I will just say, because I made the analogy to Clash of Clans before, what they had is like, if I had say 200,000 gold, and then like someone raided me and completely destroyed me, like they might get like 18,000 of it. So like at most it would be like 10% of what you had. And then like if they only damaged like me 25%, then I would lose a much smaller amount. So it was just kind of like, it would make you lose something, but it was like on a like a logarithmic scale, so that it's not like you just like suddenly wake up and all your stuff is gone. But
and
I don't know if that's in the game, but that's one option.
Plus, I'd like to add in a game, like say someone does raid you, and let's just say you have 10,000 whatever SYN in your treasury or whatever is attached to that. If say you have 10,000 and the person raiding you only has like 2,000, I don't think they should be able to take a lot more than their 2,000. They should be capped at whatever they are pretty much investing into that raid.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, and if you win the raid, you should get some of theirs for attacking you. Like, so that would give you incentive to actually leave money in there.
They did though, confirm in that AMA that the earning potential of the hurt raid, the person who got attacked, is going to go down based on how good you did. So there will be some sort of, negative effect on you.
Mm. And when it comes to the businesses, say you have the business license and you're operating a business. If you're not in the game, playing it, and say you walk away from your computer, is your business still active where people can still go to, say, your strip club and get healed while you're not even playing the game? Like, is it constantly just generating passive income?
You got to pay people to run it, right?
Say that?
Go ahead.
I said
it better.
Yeah, isn't there there's jobs for everyone, right? So I think you're probably just paying somebody to do it for you, no?
Oh.
I don't know.
Or it just is an asset that or when people use it, you just collect the money. Like it could just happen automatically too. Like, right? Like if
I kind of think it would be kind of like, I had no idea what these guys plan, but if I were to implement this, my way of thinking is I would do it in a way of what we all say combined, where it will keep generating income, but at reduced rates as you get damaged by these raids.
Yeah.
And then once it goes down to zero, you're not going to make money off of it unless you go in or you pay someone else to go in and basically rehab the whole thing back up to 100%. So then you start making 100% of the value. Because if not, people are just going to come there for free, and then the devs of the game will just recoup the money, right? Is that how that would work?
It'd be interesting to see whether or not they throw a function in there, which basically, like even if you were a business owner, I mean, you couldn't just put this on autopilot. You'd actually have to see if you got raided. You'd probably have to react to it. I mean, that would be a pretty cool function.
Yeah, or it's closed when you're not on.
It could be closed when you're not on too. Yeah.
See, the thing is, though, if they want people to be capitalist, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just wondering. So sorry, I got called away again. But could you be forced to pay a syndicate for protection, like what businesses had to do to Real Mafia back in the day? So if you have a plot of land that's in the middle of two feuding syndicates, that you would then have to pay a protection to one or both of those, And if anything bad happens in your turf, could that syndicate then be responsible to help you out? Is that a possibility?
Hey,
That would
I
come to
think that
tax, right? You're paying the syndicate the tax essentially for protection. So yeah, that would make sense.
and that would
Yeah,
also
I think
make
that's actually exactly what it is. Yeah.
with Cyan, with what you were mentioning about if you wanted to be a capitalist, well, it makes sense that you would pay these syndicates for protection if you were going to run the game in this world.
Exactly.
But
Exactly. And like, I don't even think you'll be able to own a business without being in a syndicate, right?
That we don't
Right?
know.
I hope not.
No, because they said the
No,
syndicate
it won't be.
has levels of business licenses that you're allowed to get. And so if you're not in a syndicate at all, I think you probably can't own it, like run a business.
I was going to say
Plus-
you can't. I don't think you can individually operate the business. So if you step like your syndicate's operating the whole thing, if you step away, it shouldn't matter. The income for that.
Hold on a minute.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah. I'm buying my license from the syndicates.
Yeah.
No. I didn't say you're buying it from the syndicate, but you'll have to be in a syndicate to like, or I shouldn't say that. I don't know this, but I know that they have like tier lists for like the how big your syndicate is, or like whatever tier your syndicate is will get you the ability to have higher like business licenses and stuff like that. So like your syndicate level does affect what you're able to do individually, because like the syndicate will enable you to get those things. I don't think it means you're buying the license from them. You'll just need to be part of them probably to have that. I don't know.
But what happens? What happens to the people that are lone wolves and lone rangers?
Yeah.
So now they can't purchase those
You
NFTs.
join a syndicate. You join a syndicate if you want to run a business.
Get a
That's the
lemonade
game.
stand.
It's not. I mean, no one feels bad for. I mean, you can join a syndicate. It's not that hard. Like
No,
one's like,
and that's not what I'm saying. It just that doesn't make any sense. To you can only purchase that NFT if you are in the syndicate. Is that what's
No. You might be able to purchase it, but it might not work in the game. Like that might just be like an in-game requirement for you to be able to operate a business of this level. You have to have this thing. It's just a simple prerequisite.
Oh my god.
But
Oh my god. Lesbian panda is always funny, but that's pretty funny.
You get ugly strippers.
But we need to consider this game is based on building syndicates. This game is built on the fact that we're going to be, battling each other as a syndicate, right? So these lone wolves that want to come in and own NFTs, sure they could. Are they going to be the same effect as if a syndicate has it? I don't think so. There's no way. There's no way, because how can they be a lone wolf and actually use that NFT to benefit them, just like
they'd get destroyed?
Yeah. There's no way.
It's like game theory. You get wrecked.
That's why we had the whole Size Matters campaign, because he wants everybody to get built up, because if you're not going to compete as a lone wolf, you just won't. You can't. Like, even if you're a lone wolf with $10 million you want to throw and make a syndicate of like 5 people, they're going to still get destroyed. Like, you just can't compete against a syndicate that might have 5,000 to 10,000 people that'll just keep rating you over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, you can't compete with that. You just can't.
And that goes back to these people that want to come in and play for free. They can play for free, but what are you going to be able to do? You're not going to be able to do what those people that are buying the blueprints or buying NFTs. Are you going to get the same gameplay as the rest of everybody else? No.
You can earn your way up, though. You'll be able to earn your way up.
But it's going to be very hard compared to people that are paying money for NFTs and putting like true money into it, right? So yes, technically you can, but I don't see that it's going to be very hard for those people.
People will, though.
Well,
I mean, people will. People will come in and grind, and they'll own a freaking piece of the city, dude. I guarantee you there's going to be some people like that for sure.
They will.
No doubt. Well, if you come from a basic background, that will be one way to get your foot in the door. And the sooner you get started in the game, I would think that would be to your overall benefit, instead of waiting until the stars align for you to get into this. If you need to start at the ground on day dot, or as close to it as you can. But that would be one bit of advice. The second thing that I'm interested in is the numbers. So we've got however many 200 some thousand, I'm trying to scroll up, 206,850 users at the minute in Sin City. How many of those are actually in one of our syndicates? I think far less than 10% are currently allocated to any syndicate, or all of them. That's very interesting. And will that continue? With these big guilds that are coming in with their hundreds of thousands of people that they're talking about bringing on board.
They said that many, hundreds of thousands in one.
Well, there were numbers. I'll have to look at my notes, but the ones that they've been talking about, they say the guilds, they have huge people behind them. So if they're going to roll in with 100,000 of their own people, what's that going to do to us?
From what I saw is that these guilds can do that. That nobody's saying they can't, but from what I understood is that they're not going to have the same type of, they're not going to have the same effect as those syndicates that helps build the community, because that's what we're doing now, right? As the top 7 syndicates, we're helping build the community. Those syndicate, those guilds can come in and start their own syndicate and be however big they want to be. But from what I understood is they're not going to just be able to come in and overtake the entire platform.
And they don't all move as one unit, right? We saw it with Unix. They have 200K in their Discord. They came over with like 100. So it doesn't always translate.
So I want to go back to something. I want to go back to the turf.
Can someone explain this real quick? Someone just sent me this. What does this mean? Who just sent me? I think someone from here, Rat, did. Was that you, Rat Tamer?
Yeah, it's me.
You explain this real quick, because that's like breaking down everything we're talking about.
Yes, exactly.
I can't.
Yeah, so basically what that is it's showing, like, if you have a syndicate that's level 1, it's showing you in there, you will be able to have a business level 1 and turf level 1. So that's what I was referencing, actually. That's like, I have remembered, like, that's what I was thinking about. So, like, basically that implied to me, well, if you don't even have a syndicate at all, how can you be syndicate level 1? Therefore, how can you get business level 1? So in order to have a business and have turf, you'll need to be part of a syndicate, is what this implies to me. And it also, even if that's not a hard rule, that's just like game theoretically true,
What do you think about the syndicate levels? What's the difference between 1 and 2? Like, is it by a number of people in there, or is it like what decides syndicate level 1 and 2? Do we know that?
No, that's unclear. So anything would be speculation at this point.
Man, we don't know shit about this game, do we? Like,
so here's the
that's intentional.
You're talking about the turf. You're talking about the turf level and the licenses. There's nothing specifically saying that you have to be in a syndicate to own a business license or operate.
It kind of says it right there.
Yeah,
right here.
We're just inferring information that we're reading. At this point,
where did this come from?
I mean, this is from their white paper. Like, this is. I mean, if there's anything we're going to talk about, it's the fact that you have to have a syndicate to have a business. When we're looking at this,
is saying that. This is exactly saying that. It's saying syndicate level 1, you can get a business license 1. If you're syndicate level 3, then you can get all these different business licenses.
Yeah.
If you're not in the syndicate,
the name of the game is Sin City. We don't have to sit here and be like, but what about the poor lone wolf? Like, it's called Sin City.
Yeah, lone wolves cannot buy a bit.
That's not talk. That's talking about the turf level. That's all that's talking about.
No, it says business.
It says
level.
Business level right above it.
Right there. My mouse is on it. So if you don't have a syndicate level 1, you cannot own a business level 1 license. Like, it's saying it right there. Like,
here's the thing, though, is who's to say one person, when you start a syndicate, it doesn't start at level 1, right?
That's true.
One person
might.
You may even need to register yourself as a sole proprietor syndicate.
Yeah, there'll be thousands of syndicates.
Also, you have to look at it this way too. We don't know what the syndicate levels mean. The syndicate level could mean like the number of SYN in your cumulative accounts. Like, who knows what even the levels mean? It could be numbers, or it could be SYN, or it could be S power. We don't know that.
You're right. You're right.
So I'm just saying, maybe the person that has $10 million to invest can become syndicate level 3 because they own 20% of all the SYN available. We don't know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Someone can always create their own syndicate. It was never like, I mean, that's always, I don't think you can really stop that, but like, it's just the idea, I think, would be there that, like, it's not a lone wolf game, basically.
No, and we're having a great discussion, but the main thing I take from everything, and I take from the AMAs and from the whole Size Matter campaign. Yeah, the Size Matter campaign had a lot to do with the marketing to get more people involved, but it also was pretty much telling us if you don't have the numbers, you're not going to be the top 7, and you're not going to be at the round table, and you won't succeed as well as these people that do. Like, we all have a channel in the main server right now because we have proven we've been growing. And he also said this too. He also said if you grow from 100 to 200 versus 3,000 to 3,100, they prefer the first one over because you're actually doubling your numbers. So it's not based upon the hard cap on your number. It's based upon how many times you pretty much like X2 your members. And if you have a bunch of people that are not going to be participating in the game, that could also go against you as well. I mean, if you're not participating in the game, you're not going to succeed, and the syndicate won't be able to collect taxes, and therefore you can't establish more S power. Like, you're going to lose out. So, like, if you have 1,000 soldiers going at you, and you're like, all right, let's attack this syndicate that has like 50 people, you can just keep attacking them for like 4 days straight until they can never generate any income and they're dead. Right? That's how those phone games I play work. Like, those phone games, I bully the shit out of the people that don't put money in the game because I buy my power players. I go in there, I just keep attack, and I'll attack their whole thing if they're all playing for free, and I'm playing for, I bought like good characters. I'll just keep suffocating the whole thing until they go into another damn server. Like, I'll make them leave my server and leave. Like, for real.
That's
I had
hilarious.
one back in the day. I forget the name. It was like the Age of Empire. It was one of those games, and I named my my guild Cash Flow, and I used to just taunt people all the time, just waiting for someone to say something. Then I'd find their coordinates on the map. I just attack them all for like 4 or 5 days until they all quit. Like, I don't know. That was like what I like to do, and I think you could do the same thing in this game. But if you have a big syndicate to back you up, and you have send passes and blueprints, you're not going to be an easy foe. So they'll go attack other people, not you. Oh, that's the way I'm looking at this whole thing. If you guys have something differing in that viewpoint, let me know.
I thought that was great. That was fun.
You could look at it from any point, basically.
All right, let's break this down. That's a lot of work.
Geez.
That's like a whole novel.
Dude, Sham is just on another level with this stuff. Like, I can't even finish
I
that
know.
paragraph without my
I
eyes
know.
bleeding. But he's
Someone-
just like whipping it
Can
out.
someone tell me what that means? I get it, but what's he trying to say? Like, what's the low? I get it.
I guess
well,
basically what he's saying is you can have a Jason Bourne-esque character where they can just scoot under the radar and have a little business and keep going and, you know, maybe take their special set of skills and use them when need be. That was I would think it could be possible. It would just be unlikely.
All right, so here's a question. First, I'll introduce something that I heard Meta Mafia discussing with somebody, but it was all deleted, so it's not even in the general chat anymore. But Meta Mafia said he won't confirm this, but he didn't deny it. So someone wrote, if I have a blueprint, and we already know blueprints equal characters in the game. That's established. Like, whoever says it's not, it's established. Meta Mafia responded to I asked this question in general, and Meta Mafia responded and said, yes, they are characters. So that's established. He can't go back on that now. And so that's still in the chat. So the follow-up questions, though, got really intriguing, and he was kind of like vague and wouldn't answer, but he wouldn't deny him either. But somebody wrote this. Someone wrote, so in the game, you get a free-to-play player, and you're playing with this guy, and these are examples, but let's say the maximum level he can reach is 7 is what the guy said. So let's just say the maximum level he can reach is 7 for that character, the free character. Now, if you buy a blueprint, the guy said, basically the blueprint character can go all the way up to level 70. And Meta Mafia said, we don't know the numbers yet, is his wording. So that is going to happen. So the free players, let's just say the free players are capped at level 10 or 20, and the blueprint players start at level 20 and go up to 80. Like, good luck. I have 4 blueprints right now, and if I were to buy 4 more and then combine them all together, I'm going to have like 4 super players against your free player, and all my super players are maxed out at level 80. You're never going to beat me in anything as a lone wolf, or even raiding party, like, unless you have the exact same thing and all my guys are maxed out, because I'm going to grind the hell out of these guys, or I'll pay someone to do it. I'm going to grind the hell out of these guys, and hopefully it's not like World of Warcraft, where I actually got banned from World of Warcraft because I bought fake gold. Like, how the hell I paid real money for fake money and got banned for it? It's like, you guys suck. So they banned me, and I had characters all the way top leveled out, like they're badass characters, and I can't even play it. but I'm just saying, like, but in World of Warcraft,
the real life equivalent of that is selling your crypto for US dollars and then getting put in jail for like tax evasion or something.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. But
selling real money for fake money and getting.
You muted yourself. But if I go back to that analogy, though, World of Warcraft, the way I looked at the dynamics of World of Warcraft basically was, let's just say I'm a level 10, I'm not gonna be able to beat even a level 12. Like, just 2 levels higher than me, it's just like they smash me. It's not even close. Just imagine now if I'm 50 levels higher than you, and I have 4 of those guys, and all 4 of those guys are maxed out with the best guns and the best armor. Good luck. You're not gonna ever beat me. And let's just say your syndicate is full of 100 of those people. Good luck. Like, that's gonna be the power in this game to me. You're muted. You're all muted still.
Yeah, somebody in our syndicate earlier said they had 101 blueprints. So it's
holy
like,
shit. Like, that's nuts. Like, that's awesome. Our guy,
like,
our highest guy is 37.
Whoa. All right.
What?
Leaking alpha, bro.
Oh,
no, I'm
the
kidding,
highest guy that I heard from, like that's super bragging if you say 100. Like, this guy, you could be totally humble and not say anything, but 100 plus, damn, that's awesome.
I haven't confirmed it. I just saw he said it, and I was like, wow, well, if you got that, congratulations.
Does he have a SYN pass too, or a bunch of them?
No one wants to reveal that information.
Yeah.
No comment.
Dude, half the blueprints right now, half the SYN passes right now are owned by MVHQ, and they're not even online anymore. Like, it's only Lemon in there. You guys go into that channel?
Yeah, that is hilarious. That was the funniest thing, dude. Just seeing everyone dropping GIFs in there.
Yeah, I got that going. I think I was like the first one to just tell everybody, let's go in here, because I saw it dead. And the only guy in there from their syndicate is Lemon. And do you ever see? We all talk to Lemon, like, we're like, hold the fort down. It's like people keep posting a GIF of like one dude like with a sword with like thousands of people coming at him. Oh man, it's so funny. I have so much fun just from that one channel. We need to get Lemon on the show next week. I'll get Lemon. Like,
yes, we got to get Lemon on. He'll represent the high table, or the MVHQ at the high table if they make it there.
Yeah, but the thing is, they own half the damn SYN passes right now, so they are going to have a lot of power regardless of losing their channel. I think they're going to lose their channel though, for sure, because in the general chat, Meta Mafia wrote NGMI, and they haven't done anything at all to increase their exposure. It's just Lemon and maybe a couple other guys pop in here or there. It's basically been overran by rats now. Like, they're not hearing it, but rats have taken over that whole channel. Rats and Hack. I come in there later's in there too, but you see rats, just the rat emojis all day long in that channel now. It's so funny. All right.
Just real quick, if I can just throw out just a detail that we were talking about the syndicate business thing. Frankie Sello, who's one of the devs, he's like was in the chat, and he was just saying, he literally was like, yeah, you're not gonna make it alone, basically. Like, you'll die and no one will be able to heal you. So and then someone like kind of like had something back, and he was just like, nah, trust me, you will die very soon.
What time was that?
Just basically put that. It was 10:50. Hold on, 10:50, like 10:52. is where he was saying that.
And that's
He said it's a game for a
SU.
syndicate. Yeah, you'll post it. You'll post it. Yeah, 1052.
Yeah, it's like the guy. He's like the main guy of the game, right?
Real solo F. Real solo F.
Yeah, he's one of the main guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like one of the main devs.
Like, so
on
he's a
that
developer
team
for the game. So like, I would just take his word for it, you know?
page. Yeah, he's on the team page, right? On the website.
Yeah. I mean, he's famous for ARG 2.
No, I know who he is.
Infamous.
I'm gonna do this for everybody still watching. I'm gonna give away 3 of these. What I've been posting on the bottom, the giraffes. I'm gonna give away 3 of them. So you have to write this name in the chat, and Nightbot is automatically gonna pick someone, or pick 3 people. So I'll run it 3 times. We have to type this word. This is how I wrote it. Type it in there, and I'll have it pick it in 2 minutes from now. All right, continue. I just had to do this before I end the show. It's a lot easier to do it like this than versus chasing people down and all that stuff.
It's a good idea.
Oh yeah,
I'm in. Giraffes haven't been done yet, right?
No, and all the speakers, you guys are all welcome to do it as well. Everybody's included because it's all done by computer, so I can't cheat. All right, so I want to bring this up because I can't find it in my damn notes. So let's talk about this. I brought this up to Mr. Biz the other day, and he kind of knew, but he didn't know. What's the difference between bases and turfs? Does anybody know that yet?
I don't know.
I'm guessing nobody knows, but if someone does know, let us know. Let us all know. And so on the white paper, it says that the marketplace is going to establish where you can buy, sell, or rent your in-game assets, which include a crew, like, so that's your characters, weapons, bases, businesses, and turfs. Like, those are the things I want to own. Like, I definitely want to do some grinding, but I want to own those things. So I guess my next question, like, we already kind of went into that, but a weapon, like, how do you get a weapon? How do you guys think that happens? I haven't heard anything about weapons yet. All right.
I was always kind of assuming it was going to be the blueprints until you just confirmed that it's characters. So I don't know.
Yeah, I had the screenshot. I had the screenshot of him saying it's going to be characters.
Maybe it'll be other blueprints. Maybe it'll be a new blueprint set.
Yeah,
The
I know.
secondaries.
Somewhere in there it does say that weapons will be NFTs, so it could be maybe more blueprints that are coming out. I think you're right about that.
It is on the blueprint page, though. That's why it's all like, what do you speculate, right?
Well, on these, is the limited edition blueprints mystery boxes where it could be a super freaking weapon or definitely just a character?
Yeah, I was always under the impression that they were in-game assets, but if we have like 100% confirmation they're characters, then it's out the window.
Well, a character is an in-game asset too. It's the same thing.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. So
I mean, it could be a character, it could be a weapon, it could be both.
That was what I thought. I thought it could have been any in-game asset, and they weren't all just 8,000 characters.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought the same thing. It was a character and a weapon, or a character or a weapon.
Yeah, but he confirmed. He said, like, I'll show it. I have it on my phone. I'll post it in the general chat later tonight. Like, I asked the question because it was from last week because we were speculating on what it was. Yeah. And my question was, I didn't even ask him. It was in the general chat, and this guy, he's omnipotent. He's like always watching, and he's like, hey, it means characters. Like, he said, blueprints equal characters. And then someone else said they're going to be higher rated characters, and then he gave a 70-7 ratio. And he's like, we don't have the numbers yet. But he kind of confirmed it with that by saying we don't know the numbers yet. But he's saying that the free characters are going to be capped below what the blueprints are going to go up to.
If this is true, the price is dirt right now.
No, this is all true. everything I'm saying is like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie on my show.
Right.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying this like totally should affect the price because I know everyone kind of thought they were assets, but you saying this now.
Yeah, as soon as he said that, Mr. Biz, I can't buy the blueprints. He bought all 4 of mine. Actually I bought 5 and I did a giveaway and Miss Puss won 1. Like
shout out to Demon. I got 5 from him.
Demon, yeah. So it's really cool that we win these. I bought them through him, and well, the thing is, I gave him enough money for 4, and then when I heard on the AMA you couldn't stack them, I'm like, all right, just get me 2, and then he sent me back the money, and then when Meta Mafia posted they're gonna be characters and that you can combine them, I'm like, all right, get me 2 more now. Like I kept going back and forth. Like every time I hear new information, it brings up something else. So. All right, let me run.
If you look in the white paper right here, it even says it's in parentheses, first ever Mafia characters for Blueprint. So it is.
All right, hold on. Just let me do these real quick. The first winner is, that person.
Naimasu.
Namasu, DM my account NFT God, and I will get it to your wallet once we do it. The myths aren't out yet, so but I'll take down your information. DM me there or find me on Twitter. But it's better to DM me right now so that nobody else like tries to say they are you, because I get that crap a lot. All right, we're gonna do another. The next winner is CN Nick Don. Sorry, guys.
Nice.
I have to get this out of the way. All right, and one more.
At least they're part of the fam.
Oh, Ratfather.
Up.
All right, we're done with this. So you guys can continue. Sorry. I had to get this out of the way.
Nice.
And also, hopefully, everybody actually checks out the project on the bottom. As I said, I'm a member of the team. It's our 2nd month. First month didn't go the best because I don't even know. The guy that's doing our whole promo campaign, he was being all super technical because it's all done on some crazy. Basically, the way the randomization goes, it's done on a specialized app. I can't find it, but anyway. So we just made it super simple. You get a giraffe, and you get a chance of winning a raffle. And if it sells out, the top prize is going to be. I just want to say this out loud so everybody hears it. They just posted it right here. So if it sells out, the top prize is going to be 40 ETH. There will also be another one for 25, 12, 4.5, and 1. And there's going to be other ones for 30, 20, 20, 15, 7, and 5. So there's going to be a lot of damn prizes coming out. Like the project is not key. The project's pretty much giving away like at least 75% of all the money taken in or something. So you get a giraffe plus a chance to win a raffle. That's why it's called Giraffles. All right.
Love it.
I'm done. Well, we combined giraffes and raffles and made Giraffles.
I see what you did there.
Name. I didn't make it up. I can't take the credit. Like that's just a badass name, though. Like I love it. All right, let's continue though. We're done with that. You 3 people DM me here or on whatever Twitter or Discord. I kind of ran out of questions. Can I go to the start? Like maybe we'll go with these ones.
Yeah, it's also it's okay if you don't have any. No, I'm just saying you had a lot of questions. It's all good. Like,
I want to go into I started a bunch of them, and these are some good questions. So earlier, someone said this. Like that's just a statement, but let's talk about the taxation part of it. Like, how's the taxes going to work? We do know that
it'd just be speculation. Aside from the picture that we have, it's just us speculating on how it's going to work.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's fun.
we can speculate.
It is fun.
I mean,
honestly, if they gave us all the answers, what would we talk about? Right?
A lot of the stuff
We
is
know everything.
speculation right now until we get it and everything written right.
Yeah, but we do know that if your syndicate or individual owns a hospital, that the if you're in a syndicate, a portion of your profits are going to go to your mob boss, and then that goes into your DAO or whatever you have for your syndicate, and then another portion is going to go to the devs of the game, and they're going to take that and redistribute it into a UBI for the whole every player that plays the game. That part's correct, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, that's right.
The high
That's
table,
right.
right? Is that what you're referring to?
What's that?
The high table earns the tax.
Well, I don't know.
The players get taxed. The tax goes towards the syndicate. The syndicate gets taxed. And that gets sent to the high table, and a portion of that gets sent to the devs.
Well, yeah, they made the game, but another portion gets sent to every player that's playing.
Yeah, so as a DAO, as the mafia as a DAO, so the top 7 will have to decide what gets delegated back as universal basic income.
Oh, they decide.
That, exactly.
Okay.
It's not that all of it just goes back. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys.
Well,
you made it sound better. No, you fixed it up.
Money pool also. There's a money pool and there's also universal basic income. That's not there's two separate things.
Well, I think as the members of the high table, they would come together and agree on what to do with the funds coming in. That's part of the DAO.
Yeah, definitely. That's the whole. Yeah, that's the whole idea. And like, yeah, no, that's gonna be crazy. And again, this is like totally new concept. Like this is like crazy exciting. If you just think, like that is like so exciting just from like an idea standpoint. Like what could this be? Like this could really be something that other people, like other games, like this could become a standard. Like it could become if you do this
copied.
Yeah, if you do this right, players in games 5 years from now, 10 years from now will be like, wait, what's like the governance system of this game? Like if it's a big in-game economy, like, and that's good. That's huge because like, that's like completely empowering and you'll have to give that power to the players in order to like compete with games like Sin City that do.
Absolutely. Well, what we need to understand too is that yes, this is a game, but Meta Mafia himself said this is more than a game. This is a platform that's going to last 10, 20, however many years, right? So we need to think of the big picture overall and not just the game. The game is just one tiny piece of the metaverse.
No, it's a very small piece.
Yeah, the metaverse itself is what we need to look at as a community. And the fact is, we're very early into this community, right? We're very early into this platform. Even at 200,000, Discord users, we're very early. So, it's definitely going to be an interesting thing to see in the future and on where it goes and how far we as a community take it.
It's going to be the Matrix. Who's going to be Neo?
Well, here's how I explain it to people. And I want to go a step further what you just said, where you said it's going to be a very small part of the metaverse, which is true. But I actually feel the game itself is not the big picture. The big picture is the liquidity pool / DAO and all that stuff. This is just a game built on top of DAO because most of these guys come from Tron, which was for a period. It was a successful altcoin. It kind of was, but they, as he said, like one of his first AMAs, once you don't have any utility behind it, it went to zero or it went down low and everybody lost money. So they recreated what they designed back like 5-10 years ago, and now they put a game on top of it. So you're always going to have people playing the game and pretty much just farming the tokens and keeping the whole liquidity pool going, which will increase value and utility, and it's going to keep going up the more people that stake. Like, I know I'm getting super technical.
That was a really good breakdown. I totally agree. It's like the game is the game is being built on top of the DAO and mechanics of the token and all the tokenomics. Like that's what it is. It's like the first thing that launches that machine.
Yep, so, and I can say that now because I made us all explain everything like a 5-year-old earlier. So now I can start talking. Like, I knew all the answers, like most of them, but I just wanted to break that up. Like, if I don't, I asked people, I learned a lot of stuff, but I'm just saying that to me, that's how I explain it to people that are like from the crypto area. The NFT people, I explain a little differently. Like, because you have to, because it's a whole different, because the people from NFT space don't know about that other aspect. And I'm learning more about both now. I'm putting them all together now. And I'm getting, I've been starting to farm and stake my tokens into different things. And I'm looking for passive income and retirement, man. Like, in hopefully 5 years from now, I'm just going to leave everything in there. And hopefully the more people that keep coming with all these celebrities saying, buy this or look at this, more people are going to come into this stuff and everything's going to just keep rising and rising and rising. So I don't sell anything anymore. I pretty much keep everything. If I need to buy something or I have to pay for something, I pull on my bank account and do it now. I don't sell my NFTs anymore because I lost a lot of future income on selling NFTs. I sold an ape. I sold my gutter cats. I sold my mutant ape. I just sold way too much crap where if I would have just kept it all, I'd probably have like $800,000 right now. Like, that's so gross to me. But I just like threw it all away. I still got like probably 80,000. I probably got like 80, but it would be 10x right now. And in 5 years, if everything keeps going on the same scale it's on, it could be another 10x or more. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't know, but
if I had a blue chip NFT like that, I wouldn't sell it either. Like, obviously they
you'll
go
say
up
that
and down.
now. You'll say that now, but I sold all my blue
Dude, I'm
chips
never
back
selling
when,
the
like,
SYN Pass. I'll tell you that much. Like,
oh, you have a
you
SYN
can pry
Pass?
that out of my dad. Well, I'm never letting my dad take it. Let's put it that way.
Oh, your dad bought it?
Like, I'm never, yeah, like I'll just never let him sell it. Like,
No.
like with a blue chip like that, it's going to be very tempting to sell it because it's going to have these moments where 2x's or 3x's and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like I got to take profits. And it's a tough place to be in because like you do need to take profits sometimes, like you do, or else like to protect yourself. But with some of those real blue chip ones, it's like, man, you could easily just be kicking yourself. And I just think the SYN Pass is like, I mean, I think it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving. So you're always like, at any point when you sell it, you're going to be like, you're just in the future, you're going to be like, shit.
I'm buying one. I'm buying one at the end of the month, probably. I just have to like sell some of my crappy stuff and get, but I'll tell you guys one thing, like, it's not financial advice, but I'm going to, that's stupid. I have a lazy line.
Did he just hang up?
No, he's back.
No, because usually when I click it, it shows my line. It's supposed to show my
Tell
lazy
us
lion.
more.
It's not showing my lazy lion. So right now, like, again, not financial advice, but good advice, is my lazy lion floor right now is around like 1.3 ETH, which to me, lazy lion is like at the lowest. I consider lazy lions a blue chip because they've done like no promotion outside of their own people, and their own people are like rabid fans of it. And it's only I mean, 1.3 is still like what, $5,000 or some crap. Like, it's not only, but it's like the cheapest blue chip NFT out there right now, in my opinion. And there's still some at the floor. I bought mine when I sold some other stuff. I'm like, you know what? I have to get back into this. And I love the one I got. I got one that has like a bunch of rare traits. And I'm just saying, if you're looking for like an NFT that's a blue chip, in my opinion and many other people's opinions, and it gives back passive income through these raw rewards, that's one to look at. But do your own research. I mean, I don't even care if you buy one. It doesn't matter to me. I don't make money. Next one. That's the one I gave. There's only 3 more of these. So most of these are just good comments. I didn't mean to click that one. Sorry. All right. That's a good one. So, so that's really true. So if you're staking for SYN, you get skin, and you get 25% discount on what? On all the land, the crews, the weapons, and all that?
That's what it looks like, yeah, on the characters.
That's pretty badass. So that's only if you're staking it, though, right?
That's what it seems like. If you're staking it, then you get that discount.
All right,
Yep.
then here's one.
Yep, that's what it is.
What do you guys think about this question? I don't know the answer. Maybe someone here does.
That is a good question. I don't think we can really say.
That is the dream.
If I had to flip a coin, if I had to guess, I would say, yeah. But it's like I'm on the fence. I'm on
Are they
super
saying,
on the fence.
Are they saying Sin Genesis passes? Is that what you think
They're called
saying?
SYN CITY Genesis Pass. That's what it's called, a SYN CITY Genesis Pass.
But that's what they're talking about, right? The things that are
that's what they're
60.
Yeah. So like they're saying, like, will it just yield SYN? It very well could. I mean, like, if you think about the other big NFTs, like if you think, like, right, like, isn't it like those other ones that they'll like, and or like they all have like a thing, like I have like a rabbit one, and they're gonna give you like carrots or something. You know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like there's always something like that. So for this one, I feel like it would make sense if it gives you the SYN, but who knows? It's not guaranteed.
I think it's gonna continue to give you SYN after your 15,000. I'm definitely gonna get one before they give out that 15,000. Hopefully they're under 5. Hopefully they're only like 2, but that's not gonna happen. Yeah. Like by the time the game comes out, the damn blueprints are probably gonna be 2. They could be, especially if we get the marketplace out before the game and USA players can go on there. Like, dude, we're like everybody in the whole world. We're like anybody in these kind of spaces, especially NFT people. We're like the biggest degens. Like, we're like the guys that walk at a casino and we're like, oh, let's go play this game. Oh wait, I want that game now. Oh, I lost my money. Let me go to ATM. I'm back. Let's go. Like we're like dum-dums. Like we're like, we buy all these things. Like, oh, he rugged us. Okay, next one. And then we're like, not and then we look at the ATM. It's like, you have an ATM fee of $200. You want to continue? Yeah, for sure. Like that's how, like, it's so dumb. The gas prices on some of this shit, like back in the day when they had like when art blocks were like awesome as shit. The GWEI was it was like 900 on some of his projects, and people are like, yeah, click, yeah, for sure. And like, oh my god, like,
well, what happened when Bitcoin came out? Everyone was, they were using their credit cards and putting themselves in major debt just to get Bitcoin. It was the same thing. That's what's going to happen over here too. They were maxing out their credit cards, buying Bitcoin with it.
Yeah, but the thing about credit cards is, I mean, honestly, you still have your Bitcoin. You can bankrupt on the credit cards and not pay it back. So, I mean, if you want to go, I'm saying, if you want to go,
that's some 40. Yeah, if you're willing to just take the full plunge into being a renegade, I love it, dude. I'm with it.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, not financial advice. Like, this is the first time I actually.
This is life advice, guys. Listen very closely. What NFT God is saying right now is that you need to get every credit card in the area, and you need to max it out on Bitcoin. That is what you need to do right now.
I didn't say that. Actually, Wait. Here's the funniest shit ever. When I first became a lawyer, the first place I had my law office, the guy, like, he's like, here's my best piece of advice for you. I'm like, this is just crazy, because I still remember his words. He's like, what you do is you get as many credit cards as you possibly can, and you get a lot, and so you have like over $2 million if possible. And then if a doctor ever tells you you're terminally ill, just fucking have a big party and just blast off. Like, that's what he told me. Like I don't know. It's like the guy's best advice. And I don't know, man. So
that's his best advice. I love it.
I don't know. That's what he told me. Like, that was like, the guy told me at like first 10 minutes of meeting the guy. I don't even know. But
it's not bad. Just best. You can do better.
Oh, no, but I don't know if it's his best. That's just what he told me. I don't know. He just told me to start early so you get the higher credit limits. But honestly, if you want to take the credit hit, you could build up like, if you have a decent job and a decent credit history, you could build up like $100,000 in credit cards and just take all the debt, put it all into Bitcoin or ETH or whatever the hell you want, and then just tell all the creditors, claim bankruptcy.
Let's go.
And,
yeah.
But the reality is that may have been the truth in the past, but where we're all going, that will not carry weight, I would say.
Well,
just because we're all going to have the digital future that we're all going to be living I think they'll be able to claw that back where they may not have.
No, they can't yet. The laws can't go retroactive. They can't do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. So
They
basically,
can get
depends on
your
the country
Bitcoin.
in
That's the
which
one
you
thing
live.
about it.
no, they can't. No, dude, just use.
They can't take your Bitcoin.
No,
They can
can't.
only what they can do is
can
they
only
can
touch
ruin
stuff if
every other avenue you have for legal finance. Sorry,
Yeah, but who
NFT.
cares?
That's they can
They
only
can't do
touch
that.
what they have control over. They can't. They're not going to take your Bitcoin back, but they can prevent you from having any future loans and stuff. But
No,
who
they
cares?
can only
DeFi, baby.
actually, if you claim bankruptcy, your credit's only really killed for like 2 years, and it starts to build back up.
Mhm.
Like there's many people that, not my
I
line
love
of work,
this.
but other attorneys, they tell me this stuff where basically what they do is these people, they plan for bankruptcies.
Yeah.
Like they basically take all their assets and transfer it to all their family, and you only have to do it like the government only goes back like 6 months or like 8-9 months or whatever. Anything you did prior to that, they don't even look at. So you can like do all this shit, plan for like 2 years, because by the time your case even becomes like in the damn court system, you just keep fighting. It could take like 2 years before they even get a judgment against you. So you have 2 years of security, all this money built up in building interest that they can never touch. They can't touch your house, and they can't touch your 2 cars. You're allowed to have 2 cars, a house, and you're also allowed to keep your retirement, and you're also allowed to keep college funds for your kids. So I'm just saying, like, what's the drawback? You're muted. You're muted. But I know bankruptcy attorneys. Like they tell me these stories. I heard a story once. Like this guy was so pissed off because this guy, he was planning his bankruptcy for like 10 years, and he was just planning and plotting. So he bought like 2 vacation homes, bought all these cars, and he basically put everything in all these other people's names 2 or 3 years before he even planned to claim the bankruptcy. Okay. So then he claimed the bankruptcy. He's going through the motion, and he had too much income. So he had to claim a 7 versus a 10. So what he did was he paid the government like not the government, he paid the tax people, the creditors like $200 a month. And the guy's making like $150 a month. So $150 a year. So he's paying these people like $200 a month. But then what happens is his dad dies, and he gets and then he came into new money at $2 million, and he had to pay them all off. He was so pissed. He only had to do that shit. All he had to do was do that shit for 7 years, but his dad died before the 7 years and left them all this inheritance. So he ended up having to pay back like, I think it was $300,000 or $400,000. But the thing is, this guy planned this shit out where he bought like prepaid trips to like Disney World for his whole family, Japan. He bought all this fucking shit that was prepaid like a years in advance, waiting to do it. Then one day he dropped the hammer and claimed, and bam, but he got the inheritance, and it messed up all his plans. But I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't even know the guy.
Bad.
I don't even know the guy. He was the boss of my father-in-law. My father-in-law was his boss, but it's just funny, man. Like that's just like bad karma, I guess, right? Like,
yeah, I mean that's what you're risking.
One way or
As
another,
someone
always
who's
comes
been
back
up
to
close and personal to
wait.
a bankruptcy, it wasn't me, but let me tell you, it's not all fun. It's pretty brutal, and it doesn't happen like you think in a vacuum. There was, I would say, post-traumatic stress from the trauma of it. So yeah, like it sounds funny looking back.
Yeah.
That no, like
it's
people that I know and love. Yeah. So it was pretty rough. And don't get me wrong, it's great if you guys can laugh, but I'm just saying, as someone who's been up close and personal and got to see it firsthand.
I'm not laughing. I'm talking about the people that are like, they have the funds, they can pay back their bills, but they don't want to. So they have $100,000 in credit cards that they can like spend on anything. Like, I'm gonna go buy a damn Bored Ape, and they buy a Bored Ape. Then they use Tornado Cash, and then they put in another wallet. Nobody knows where the hell it's at or where any money comes. And then they're like, "Oh, I'm bankrupt now," and they never have to pay back the money. I'm talking about that way, like from a lawyer aspect of it. Like,
all right,
if you're gonna do this, call a lawyer though. Don't rely on what I'm saying. call your local attorney and talk to them first. And most of them are
That person who had a comment up just then about killing your parents, that's actually becoming a thing. Like, no joke. There's what are they calling it? There's a term for it where the children can't wait to inherit, so they're making the parents
Patricide?
miserable. So no, they're not actually killing them. They're just making their lives unbearable.
oh my
so
god!
that
what?
the
Oh my
to
god,
keep
that's
your
so
parents-
bad.
yeah.
That's so bad. Is that you? Is that you?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I just that was me. I just put that in there as like because I saw the person say, "Sorry, I need to kill my parent." I'm like, that was the
Oh my
opposite
God.
takeaway. Is like you need to keep them alive till like them wait. Sorry,
Well-
but hey, you were in the middle of you were on something good there. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, Bowden.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's just yeah, no, they inheritance impatience, I think, was what I read about. Because people can't get into the housing market because a house in most cities these days will set you back $1 million, and yeah, a lot of young people can't
So
come
they're
up
waiting.
with the
Okay.
cash to get in. Yeah, so they're becoming impatient on the inheritance because their parents are sitting on a property that's now worth $1 million, let's say. So yeah, it's
And they can't.
creating a real issue because the parents are in let's say a 4-bedroom home and don't really need a 4-bedroom home. But what do you do when your options are sell out and make it where your kids can't afford to get in if you've got multiple children, or wait until you die? Like, it's a catch-22. So anyway,
that
like getting
point-
off of the crypto subject, but when it comes to crypto,
No, that's
and
actually really
holding,
interesting. Yeah.
It is.
yeah. But whenever you buy an asset, whether it be NFT or otherwise, it is human nature to try and hold on to it. I don't think we should shame people for taking profit if they need to, because you have to keep moving forward. However, if you can hang on to stuff, let's say you put $100 in 100 different projects and you lose 99 of them, but if just one of those suckers goes to the moon, you won't even remember that you wasted on 99 projects. But it's not financial advice because it very well all may go to zero. However, when you find a
could.
project such as this, Sin City's got big names with good understanding, planning, and a future. That's what makes this different. And that's why I think all of us that I hopefully have got brains in our heads are putting forth so much effort to get this mother off the ground, because once she takes flight, there will be no catching it.
Oh my god, what's this guy
Ooh,
saying?
well said.
I have to say two things. I have two responses to what you said. First thing is the whole bankruptcy stuff. I was saying kind of like in funny candor. I'm sure it's very mentally challenging and all that for people that actually do have to claim bankruptcy. And I'm not making a joke out of that. I don't want anybody to think that. The second thing I wanted to say was, this is going back into, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not, I promise. But from a legal standpoint, if your parents are old and they have a 4-bedroom house, legally speaking, you should probably try to become their guardian and sell their house and put them in a nursing home. And then you can sell the house and make money. Like, there's legal ways to do all of this
and
stuff.
honestly, bonus points if they're under 55 and you do that.
Well, you can't do that. But I'll say this. My wife's father-in-law, he was doing pretty bad, and I don't want to get into, I just said something I shouldn't have said. I don't want to get into, but his family, the way they handled everything was they kind of pushed him off. They get him out of the house so that someone in their family could move into the house. Like, it was just, I didn't like how it all went down, and I don't know, legally speaking.
That is a really interesting about like that idea though, because you're so right. Now that as you were saying that, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like so many people I know that describes is like they're in their 20s or like maybe early 30s, and they don't, and like it's just so expensive to like buy a house now. It's like really hard to like
really
get that down
expensive.
payment, and it's also like just a huge commitment too. And like so like there's all these factors working and a lot like against it, because people also like they buy houses more when they're getting married, and like marriage is getting pushed back, and like less people are doing that also because they don't have money to do it and they don't have money. So like there's this really like that is like a huge problem that it kind of just like gets into everything then, because like you said, you'll have like the parents who don't need this massive house and they just like they have it though, and then the kids like they're paying like all of their income in rent, and it is kind of a weird situation.
No, it sucks. Like if you look at the rates every year, renting versus mortgages goes up. Like the rent, like they're running out of mortgages and everybody has to rent. Like it's all becoming like institutional
Yeah, we're all
investors buying up
serfs.
everything. Yeah, institutional investors are buying up everything and forcing people to rent. And like that's why a lot of honestly during the whole
Whales.
COVID, you know, it's whales in the real world. But I'll say this: I'm not gonna no political views at all. But I will say this: that's why the government kept like extending the people that get their they like not boot them out of their house during the COVID, was because a lot of those properties weren't owned by like you or me or some regular Joe Smo. They're owned by these institutional investors that are just making billions of dollars a year. That they're like, yeah, we'll just let the people stay there until this is over with. Like, it sucks for the people that like own like 2 rental houses as like their main income.
Nah.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
The reality is, if you suddenly had a bunch of homeless people that are only going to spread the disease, like I can see where you're coming
Well,
from.
that's
and
a
that
whole
is a
different
point.
topic. I wasn't going to go there, but okay.
Yeah.
I w-
Oh, and like, and
Yeah,
we're
that's part
getting
of it, yeah.
way into the
It
nether
is.
of things, but it's the reality is, if you were to have a bunch of homeless people suddenly sick, that will only exacerbate the problem, because they will be first time homeless, they ideally, and they wouldn't know how to handle it. And a lot
No.
of I should
And they have
probably nip this
families.
right in the bud.
And they have families and kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
right.
and
So
you're not going to find a replacement for all those rooms, guys. So, like, even if you don't have any altruism, those institutional
Perfect.
investors are not going to get more money by kicking people out anyway. It doesn't. They don't. They're unable to do it. So, like, I wouldn't even give them the benefit of the doubt of like it's altruism. It's just like completely impractical to make that many people homeless all at once. It's
Oh,
not
for
going to
sure. And
happen,
also,
and no one's going to pay you anyway.
I also like to say one more thing about this, and I'm probably gonna. I think we're gonna be done. I just want to say the last thing is a lot of people in the NFT and the crypto space, they are left leaning people, at least on worldviews, and a lot of people like we're not all assholes. Like we're not like people are like out there starting fights on this crap. A lot of people in the space that at least the people I met, we're all like we all want to help each other out. Like we all want everybody to get wins, and we're never rooting against people. We're like, oh, you own that, I hate you. No, we're not like that. We're like, hey, help me out, help me. Like, can you give me some advice of how I can get that? Like that's how I always see everybody in the space, at least in the NFT space. Yeah, there's some
much less
scammers.
zero sum. Yeah.
Yeah, there's scammers, there's rug pullers, there's assholes. But the majority of the people that I talked to and that I met along the way in the last year, like I kind of want to do a whole yearly show of what I learned, because I started on January 14th. It was my first day when I bought my first NFT of last year, January 14th. So all the people I met along the journey have been like nothing but awesome and great and love. And I still talk to a very large majority of them. And although some of them are like multimillionaires now, they're not snobs and they're not assholes. Like we still talk like, hey, what's up, man? It's like, oh yeah, I just sold this for $2 million. I'm like, oh, awesome. Where are you gonna buy an island at? Like it like
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
thing
No,
is,
that's
a lot
cool.
of
I
these
agree.
but the other thing about this is a lot of the stuff that comes from this is a lot of these people now that we see, they're like these big influencers. A year and a half, 2 years ago, they were working like minimum wage jobs. And I met a couple people along the way. They're multimillionaires now. 3 or 4 years ago, they quit their jobs to do NFTs full time. One guy in particular, I won't say his name, he has a family. He went on welfare for a year, and now he's a multimillionaire because he's stuck with it. And it's not going to happen for everybody, no way. But for him, it did. And the guy now, he has 2 successful businesses outside of NFTs that are generating passive income. Plus, he still owns a stack of Top Shot moments worth like at least $7 million. So,
Dude, good for him.
I'm gonna say there's a lot of success stories out there, and there's a lot of positivity in the community, and I hope it all continues. That's all.
Cheers.
Yeah, you know, you're right about that. That's the biggest thing I know. See when I came in here is everyone's very positive. You know,
Yes.
it's a different feel. It's like a community, which I've never
It
experienced.
is. Yes.
I've never experienced that in any other, channel. Get involved in NFTs and metaverse. I was actually pretty impressed by that.
Oh, me neither. Like I can't even go join a damn fantasy football league without some asshole in there talking shit to everybody. Like
Yeah.
there's only 12 of us.
Yeah.
NFT, I think we now have like regular users, they say about 100,000 people own one NFT right now. At least one. So it's coming along, man. Anybody else have any ending comments before we take off?
I was gonna say,
good stuff. Thank you.
Sin City will mint new success stories. This game here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Who's talking? I don't even see it.
Biz. I have my
Biz,
daughter.
Mr. Biz.
I didn't see your thing flashing. Now I do. All right.
No, I have my daughter with me, so I didn't want to distract.
My daughter
Love
came
it.
on one show. I told my daughter, this was like probably 3 months ago. She walked I allowed her to walk behind me on one of my shows and just keep going. She's like, I'm on the show. I'm on the
Nice.
show. She's still happy.
That's
about
awesome.
It. All right.
Great, love it.
She's looking. She's like, oh my God.
Thank you for putting this together.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Hey,
cheers for that and the opportunity to contribute.
Yeah, as long as there's interest, I'll keep doing this every week. As I said, my co-host Benjamin Brand, he's gonna move our other aspect of the show over to Thursdays. So this is Wednesday nights is reserved for Sin City. So whoever wants to come on, will come on and just BS, or we'll make it really strict, whatever you guys want, and continue this. Because
Talk about
I think,
bankruptcy. Let's go.
yeah, I don't even know where I went with that.
Credit cards and bankruptcy.
Hey, I can tell you what though.
That was awesome.
I bet there's a shit ton of people that have done what I said, but we'll see. Actually, we'll never know. We'll never know. All right, everybody, have a great night.
Have a
see
good
you
night,
next week.
guys.
All right, take care.
All right, bye
Good
bye.
night.
All right.
Yeah.